me to tell Ruth to go tell him to wait a while. It's her baby. How are you, son? It's 10 o'clock and it's time for the council to be in session. We have Ms. Misakowski, Mr. Pacheco, 3 members present. We need 7 more for a quorum. Could I have your attention, please? Could I have your attention, please? We have a lot of presentations today before we get to the agenda. And we have a lot of people outside that are involved with the presentation. I would appreciate very much if those who are here regarding the United Cargo lease would please give your seats up and stand outside while we make the presentations. Would you please do that?
Hey, how are you doing?
Okay, how's everything with you?
Okay.
Every time I click on it again, then I get the regular or the first special. The second one's not there. But it's no big deal. I'll just type it in. I'll just type it in. But I was just curious if there was a way to get it. Don't worry about it, though. But maybe you can do that.
Again, let me remind you, those involved with the cargo lease, if you could give your seats up so we can have those that are going to be involved with the presentations today that come forward. Would you please leave the council chamber? We will not take it up until you're back in here, so don't worry about that.
Where am I on the list of presenters?
You're 8. Look at all the presenters. How long are they going to take? 2, 3, 2, 5.
Well, part of that,
Yeah. Could we have your attention, please? Would the council members, the vampires, and the valley traders please come to order? We are going to start with a presentation, but let me point out that this will be a city council meeting on the 10th day of December 1999. There are 15 council districts in the city. The regular meeting days are Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We are currently being viewed by cable subscribers throughout the Los Angeles area on Channel 35, and we're also being monitored by council phone. So we're going to start with the presentations, and Mrs. Mistakowski, you're first, and then
Hold mine.
I want to point out to all the council members that we have almost everybody making presentations today, and if you can realize that we have a long agenda, I'd appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. President. As members of the council are aware, this is the day that we celebrate LA Music Week, and it's a recognition of how yes, we have folks here. And each member of the council has a presentation to make to honor people in our own districts who are making a difference, and making a difference in using music to communicate and to educate. And I have today 2 certificates to present, and I would like to be joined up here by Dr. Thomas Somerville. Is he? Here he comes. And also so let me start first with Dr. Somerville. Dr. Somerville is the artistic director and principal conductor of the Los Angeles Bach Festival, which was founded in 1934. He is the director of music at the First Congregational Church of Los Angeles and professor of music at Occidental College, where he teaches conducting and music literature. Under his leadership, the Occidental College Glen Club has made concert tours of Austria, Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, Switzerland, and most recently Russia. During the summer, he is director and associate teacher of the master class in conducting at the Oregon Bach Festival. In 1976 and 1977, he was assistant to Robert Shaw for the USC Hollywood Bowl choral workshops and concerts, and he has been guest conductor of the Santa Monica Symphony and the Los Angeles Chamber Orchestra. So I am pleased to start off today's presentations with this certificate of commendation to Dr. Somerville for all the good work he does in bringing music and joy to the citizens of Los Angeles. Dr. Somerville, thank you. I would now like to ask the representatives of Paul Revere Middle School to come forward. Dr. Stuart Roop and Jan Smith. Are they here? I'm not sure that they're here, Mr. President, but I would like to say that it's important, as we all know, to try to keep music a very important and an integral part of our education. And recently, it's been harder and harder to do that. So when we have in a school some people who are deserving of that honor because they are keeping music alive in our school, and music education is a part of that, we are giving them recognition. And this award, this commendation, is to go to Paul Revere Middle School. And on behalf of the school, the honorees who are participating in this, Stuart Roop and Jan Smith, are the director of the school orchestra and orchestral programs, and Ms. Smith leads the choir and teaches voice. Both lead large and highly successful programs at the school and have done so for many years in continuing to reach out and show students the value and the joy and enrichment that music can bring to their lives. So although they aren't here at the moment, we will make sure that they get this award and receive proper commendation for what they are doing for the young people in our schools today in music appreciation. So thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Call the roll.
Bernson, Fiora, Galanter, Goldberg, Hernandez, Holden, Miskowski, Pacheco, Padilla, Ridley Thomas, Florence, Wax, Walters, Ferraro. 10 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
Okay, as I pointed out, this is a meeting of the City Council for the City of Los Angeles. The first order of business.
Approval of the minutes.
All right, Mr. Padilla moves, Mr. Cervoni seconds. There's no objections, unanimous vote. Next item.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
All right, if there's no objections, unanimous vote. Now we'll continue with the Mr. Padilla, you have a presentation? You have a presentation?
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. In continuing with the celebration of Music Week here in the city of Los Angeles, I'd like to call forward some representatives from my district as well, from Pacoima Middle School, and specifically also Dr. Jacqueline JJ. Dr. JJ is not only a world-renowned musician, but a constituent. And so it is a great honor to recognize her efforts, her work on behalf of all the students and the young people wanting to pursue music and have an interest in music, and everything she's done to help make the 7th Council District a little bit funner for all of us. So thank you very much. And would you like to say a few words? No words? How about a song? Okay, well, thank you very much. And if I can give this to you for the middle school as well? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Padilla. Ms. Goldberg?
Mr. President, members of the council, it's my pleasure to have several presentations today. The first one I'd like to ask to come forward is Patricia Crow. Yes, yes, a little applause here. Where is Patricia Crow? Did she get in? Okay, good. I got worried that maybe you didn't get in the room. Got your little...
We got in.
Yeah, okay, good. Patricia Crow is retiring as Medical Group Administrator for Kaiser Permanente after 44 years of service. She has shown outstanding leadership in healthcare delivery at Kaiser Permanente, and because of her education, her hard work, her perseverance, she's had a long and distinguished career as Chief Administrative Officer for Kaiser Permanente's Tertiary Care and Teaching Center on Sunset Boulevard in my district. She's an inspiration to women in the healthcare field. She's revered and honored by all those who know her and who have worked with her. And so we thought it would only be appropriate, a little surprise here, it would only be appropriate to commend her for her outstanding leadership and to wish her a happy and healthy and exciting retirement, and to say to you that those of us who are Kaiser members and those who are Kaiser employees and those who are just caring about what happens to women's leadership, that you have proved an able person in all of those areas, and I want to congratulate you so much on your retirement and wish you the best of luck.
Committee? She's not here today.
Thank you. That was a little surprise. She didn't know that was going to happen. The second group I'd like to ask to come forward is Franklin Avenue Elementary School. I know they're here. And also the group from Hollywood High School. Hi, come on forward. Come on forward. We've got, is this the Franklin group? Was the Hollywood High group get in? Well, we'll hold on to theirs. We'll just do Franklin first. Mr. President, members of the council, as you know, we've had Los Angeles Music Week. And Franklin Avenue Elementary School, actually not in my district, so maybe, but in my former board district, maybe Mr. Ferraro would like to join us. They have had a rich and multicultural heritage of music, and they have provided an opportunity for young people to have their lives enriched by this notion. During Los Angeles Music Week, they've used it as a community building focus, and it's made a positive impact in the communities that surround that area. And many of the children, though the school is actually not located in my district, many of the children who attend are sons and daughters of residents of the 13th Council District. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Dautrive, and through her, the faculty and the staff, the students, the parents, all who made this particular event such a meaningful one, and one which gave people, young people, an opportunity to understand that there is a very rich multicultural heritage to music, and that all of it is something that they can have access to. So I want to thank all of you for your various roles that you played in making this happen, and present the certificate to Dr. Dautrive on behalf of this council to Franklin Avenue Elementary School and its whole school community.
Thank you.
Did you want to say a few words?
Thank you, Councilwoman Jackie Goldberg, and thanks also to the rest of the council members. We'd just like to express our appreciation
call you
for
next.
this recognition
Okay.
and for the honor that is bestowed on us today. Certainly, we appreciate the support that we have from council members, and thank you again for this recognition.
Let me just add, that the school district has a traveling instrumental music teacher, Mr. Jay Stolmack, who also mentors new teachers, and that he provides a program of music instruction on orchestral instruments to selected 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders at the school. He holds a Master's of Music degree from USC, which I know will please our president, and has been working there for a while. This school, in spite of all of the problems that we've had holding on to arts education in the public schools, offers both vocal and instrumental music instruction. And I just want to tell you that I am currently involved in a program with a number of private sector people to try to bring instrumental music back to every elementary school in the district. And I hope we'll be successful in the coming years. Did you want to say something?
Thank you, Councilmember Goldberg and council members. It is a privilege to be here today, and it is an honor to be here on behalf of Franklin Avenue School, which is a microcosm of the way Los Angeles is meant to be. It is a rainbow of every possible ethnic and cultural group getting along, and every social and economic group coexisting together for the better good of the students. Without the support of the parents and the faculty, programs like this cannot exist. So on behalf of my program and Ms. Dunlort, the excellent vocal teacher, I would like to thank you very much.
Other teachers in the program are Melody Cooper, Danguale Varnas, I hope that's close, Suzanne Netka, who's the faculty art chair, and the parents here are Stacy Imamura, Verna Everett, Patricia Chubak, Nanette Tavella, who's the music chair of Friends of Franklin. Patricia's the art chair. Margaret Goldsmith, Patricia Stote, and Lori Owang, I hope. Okay, so thank you all very, very much for all that you do to help kids get this rich opportunity. And then if you'll okay. And finally, unless Hollywood High School comes, I'd like to ask the ambulance billing unit of the LA Fire Department to come forward. I will. Okay. Mr. President, members of the council, too often we don't recognize the worker bees, particularly if they aren't in the public eye. The ambulance billing unit has been toiling away on the 10th floor, raising literally tens of millions of dollars for the city. Money that we use for a variety of uses. And as some of you know, in my view, they have been toiling away in really inhumane working conditions, overcrowded and with substandard equipment. We are in the process of doing more than just giving them a certificate today. These hard-working men and women, we're trying to get them space that actually meets the city standards as was specified in a motion some time ago by Councilmember Wax. I hope this will happen soon as possible. But in the meantime, please join me a moment in taking our hats off to the ambulance billing unit for successfully completing another year of meeting their revenue goals for ambulance billing for the Los Angeles Fire Department and therefore for the city of Los Angeles. This group of people has a relatively, if not completely thankless job of trying to get people to pay their bills. And that's not such an easy thing to do. I'm happy that we are going to look forward into the new millennium for them to have a space where they can do this in at least the amount of space that we say is required for any worker in the city in our space studies. But most importantly, leaving that issue aside momentarily, I think we just want to give them our thanks and let them know a job well done.
Just want to say thank you to the council for recognition of the efforts of our staff, and we hope that in the very near future we'll have the space accommodations that the council has promised to us in the past. Thank you very much.
All right, have the folks from Hollywood High come in yet? Hollywood High School? Okay. Thank you, and when they come in, I'll maybe ask to be recognized again, but they're not
Okay,
here
I'm going
now.
to call on Mrs. Walters now.
Thank you, Mr. President. The first presentation that I have to make involves the police department and some very good citizens. And at this point, I'd like to ask Captain William Sweet to come forward and join me in this presentation. Is Captain Sweet here? Fine, how are you? On October 28, 1999, at approximately 4:05 p.m., a traffic collision occurred at the intersection of Slauson and Town Avenue. One of the vehicles overturned on the railroad tracks, ejecting a 4-year-old child in the path of an oncoming train and trapping adult occupants inside the car. 13 people who work at 420 East Slauson witnessed the accident. They rescued the child from the tracks and came to the aid of the trapped victims inside the overturned vehicle, using their combined strength to right the overturned car and remove it from the path of the oncoming train. These good citizens, whom you will see here today, valiantly demonstrated great heart and concern. They risked their lives to save others unselfishly without regard to their own safety. These courageous people deserve to be recognized by the community for their heroism in the face of immediate danger. Now, Captain Sweet, I want everybody to know, who's the commanding officer for traffic, Central Traffic, is the officer who brought this to my attention and suggested that we recognize these good people, and I'm really indebted to you for doing that. Now I will call the people up. There are 13. Jose Raul Limas Pena. Yes. All right. Jose Luis Rodriguez. Gelma Aroche. Oh, good morning. Is Jose Rodriguez here? Yes, I am. Oh, you're Jose Rodriguez. All right. So you're Gelma Aroche. Good. Gonzalo Pena. Jose Roberto Godoy. He's not here. Okay. Jose Godoy, I'm told, is not able to be with us today, but we have a certificate for each one. All right. Jose Luis Carpio. And he's not here. Okay. Julian Pena. Okay, good. Adelio Pena. He's not here. Gudilia Hidalgo. He's not here. All right. Ronnie Gonzalez. He's not here. Rolando Blanco. He's not here. All right. Gabriel Aroche. And Manuel Morales. Yes. Okay. All right. I'm going to hand these to you. They got a little mixed up, but we'll get them straight in the back. Got them all here. All right, council members, the acts of heroism that these gentlemen performed really deserve our attention, our respect, and are more than our commendations. So many times we hear about a public that does not care, and I want to say for all of these and for Captain Sweet, come on, that this is truly a heroic act and a heroic group of people that just acted on the spur of the moment and did what they knew had to be done. And they saved 4 lives in the process. All right, and we thank them very, very much. Let's give them all a great hand.
Thank you so much.
Yes, yes. We're going to go. I want them to go in the back.
Yes.
And stay back there for a minute, and I will be back. Yeah, go there. All right, our next presentations have to do with LA Music Week. As chairman of the Arts, Health, and Humanities Committee, I'm pleased to be a part of this year's annual Los Angeles Music Week to recognize the many musicians, composers, conductors, and music educators for their contributions to music, to the art of music in our great city. For the 4th year, the City of Los Angeles proudly joins Margie Evans. Is Margie Evans here? Here I am. Okay. Who's... How you doing? Fine. How are you? So much. Margie Evans works in collaboration with the LA County, the LA Philharmonic, the Los Angeles Master Chorale, the LA Unified District, the LA branch of the Postal Service, of the U.S. Postal Service, the County Arts Commission, and our own city's Cultural Affairs Department, as well as KKGO Classical Radio mediums, all celebrating classical, jazz, pop, blues, rock and roll, country, or alternative music. LA Music Week unifies this diverse cultural heritage by encouraging and showcasing the past as well as the present. Some of my colleagues have already made their presentations, but I'd like to ask Councilman Padilla and Councilman Bernson, who share the Arts, Health, and Humanities Committee with me, to come forward at this time and make their presentations. Are either Mr. Padilla or Mr. Bernson here at this moment? They're not here at this moment, so we will get to them again. Every council person has somebody in the music field that they're honoring, as you have seen this morning. My awardees are the Los Angeles Music Chorale and the Los Angeles Chamber Orchestra. I'd like to ask Dr. Reverend Eugene Smallwood to come forward. He began his career in gospel music when he was only 7 years old. Thereafter, he participated in a prayer band when he was 8 years old. And shortly after that, he became a youth pianist for the youth choir at Mount Zion. He made his musical debut at 19 years old in the National Baptist Sunday School and BTU Congress in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's with great pleasure that I present this to you on behalf of the city. Reverend Smallwood. Okay. All right. All right. Very good. And now we have the Los Angeles Chamber Orchestra. And I know many of us have enjoyed their music for all the years that they've been making music, that they provide a great service to the community. And I'm going to ask the person or persons who are accepting for the chamber orchestra to come forward. Is anyone here from the LA Chamber Orchestra?
I'll take it for them.
All right, Margie Evans will accept for them.
Okay.
All right. I have been asked to present for a couple of colleagues who are unable to be here today, and that's Joel Wax and, Mr. Padilla, are you going to stay? Stay here. Yeah. Joel Wax and Mark Ridley Thomas. Joel Wax honoree is Joe Harnell.
Joe Harnell.
Mr. Harnell is an outstanding composer, pianist, conductor, and arranger. Born in the Bronx, he's a prominent member of our city's great group of film composers, having written scores for many movies and hundreds of episodes in television. He has been musical director for such singers as Frank Sinatra, Shirley MacLaine, Marlene Dietrich, Pearl Bailey, Judy Garland, Lena Horne, Beverly Sills, and Peggy Lee. All our favorites. He is a 3-time nominee for an Emmy Award and 4 times for a Grammy. Wonderful. For the past 11 years, he has been teaching film scoring at USC and has been invited to help out at LAUSD schools, where he eagerly awaits participating in school programs as a teacher and as a concert artist. Joe is here with his wife, Alice. They just celebrated their 14th wedding anniversary last week. Yes, that's great. That's great for both of you. All right, it's a real pleasure to do this, and they live in Councilman Wax's district in Sherman Oaks. Okay, all right. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Rita. Just a brief comment. I'm not generally afforded this kind of an honor from the city in which I live. I'm a very fortunate man, born with a God-given gift for making music. The seeds of that gift have been nurtured and loved all of my life. Those seeds now have grown and blossomed and have become more and more beautiful as I've grown older. Moments like this, being honored by you and by the great city of Los Angeles, are for me smelling those roses along the way. Thank you, Rita and Margie Evans, and thank you all for this privilege and for the prestigious honor you've given me. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Keep making the good music. All right, the next presentations, Mr. Padilla is going to sit down, but I'm going to give him some work to do. As a member of the committee, I'm going to ask him if he will present the presentations for CD8 for Councilman Mark Ridley Thomas. And he has 2 here. And here's the information about each one. Okay?
From Council District 8, our colleague Mark Ridley Thomas have a couple of presentations. First, the Hillcrest Center for Enriched Studies.
Hillcrest.
The senior choir, are they here? Here we go. Please come forward. It's Carol Wright Dobbs, the music instructor and the director. This is the only elementary music magnet school in all of the Los Angeles Unified School District, so it is indeed a unique program which reflects the cultural diversity of the city of Los Angeles. It's open and available to all the 1st and 5th grade students, and they're all reflected in the choir. And they have performed before a variety of audiences, including Governor Gray Davis, Mayor Reardon, and the Southeast Symphony, as well as many, many others. So to the Hillcrest Center for Enriched Studies, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Would you like to say a word or two?
you. I just want to say thank you to all council members for this prestigious honor. I've been so blessed to be at this school for the past 10 years as music director and to work with a staff that is just unbelievable. We intend to keep music growing and thriving. And once again, thank you so much for this honor.
Thank you. The second presentation from the 8th Council District goes to Crenshaw High School, the elite choir. Feel like the Academy Awards here, and the winner is. But Yvonne Garrison, assistant principal, and Alice Cooper is one of the volunteers with the choir. Under their directorship of Iris Stevenson, the Crenshaw High School elite choir has earned a local, national, and international reputation for their success. They have performed with many notable artists, including Lou Rawls, Roberta Flack, and Sheena Easton, the Yellow Jackets, and many, many more. Local and national media coverage includes appearances on several national television shows, and to say the least, it's certainly very, very visible, very, very energetic, and a pride for the 8th Council District. Congratulations. And would you like to say a few words? Maybe sing a tune or two? Congratulations.
Good morning. On behalf of our principal, Travis Keel, who happens to be at Crenshaw preparing for our football game tonight as we vie for the city championship, I would like to thank you very much, as well as for our Iris Stevenson, who is our choir director, and our choir is presently in France. So thank you very, very much, and we will continue to provide music in Los Angeles.
Thank you for coming down.
Thank you, Mr. Padilla, for assisting me with this, and thank you, Mr. President, for this opportunity to recognize people during Music Week. And I'm sure the rest of our colleagues will come forward as they're called by the President. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Pardon? Yes.
Are you finished, Mrs. Walters?
Yes, and I said
thank
that
you.
our other colleagues who have presentations to make will be called on by you.
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
very nice of you. Mr. Fear?
Thank you very much, Mr. President. There is a lot of noise in the council chamber this morning. All our presentations are very special, but I'm particularly proud of this next one. We all are continuing to struggle in our city and in our society in general with the issue of race, issues of prejudice, issues of violence, and wrestling with what to do about that. We see a cross burned on a front lawn in the North Valley, kids targeted because of their religion in Granada Hills, and throughout our city, problems of race. We see issues of race infiltrate debates of this city council as a subtext just beneath the surface. Issues of race in school board matters. And at times when we are wrestling with what to do about that, a couple thoughts occur. First, that it is obviously the responsibility of all of us in elective office to have the loudest voices, our voices, be ones that would unify rather than divide our communities. And it's important for us to try to find specific ways to express the commitment which each of us has to bringing our diverse city together. And so a program called Shoulder to Shoulder was created. Shoulder to Shoulder is a program whose goal it is to bring together kids across our city from public and private schools and have them get formed in teams across racial, geographic, ethnic, class, religious lines, and work together to promote community service activities and learn about each other in the process. Shoulder to Shoulder has been a remarkable program of our Human Relations Commission, our school district, and private schools in the city of Los Angeles. And among the very specific projects that Shoulder to Shoulder has is one that is displayed before us today in the City Council. It's an extraordinary project that highlights what our kids are really thinking and really saying to and about each other, and the kind of insights that they can offer to all of us. This began as an airport mural project, a collaboration between Human Relations Commission and the Social and Public Art Resources Center, Spark. The goal of the project was to offer our city's kids the ability to use their artistic talent to speak to us, and speak to us in profound ways they have. I had the privilege of joining Ms. Galanter's staff at Spark a few months ago, just after the Granada Hills Jewish Community Center shooting. And we saw the kids working together on murals, some of which have been put on banners that we see here, expressing what they really think, provoking us, challenging us, asking us questions. Is hurting people power? One says, has a depiction of an African-American young man who says, she thought I was a dangerous revolutionary. On the other side of the banner has a depiction of a young white girl who says he thought I was a spoiled white girl. Look beyond the stereotypes. Let's prick our consciences a little bit this morning and look at these banners. We saw these and agreed that they should not only be displayed at the airport, but they should be displayed citywide. In my own council district, there were very serious fights, some called them riots, at Grant High School not long ago between Latino and Armenian students. We're going to display our shoulder-to-shoulder banners near Grant High School as a message to all of us. So, as we look at these banners and are provoked and challenged by their messages, let's recognize the people most directly responsible for bringing this important challenge to all of us. The sponsors of the citywide banner program from Spark are Deborah Padilla and Judy Baca. Why don't you come forward? Where are you? And now I'd like to ask all the participants in this program to join me here. Please, all the kids who've been involved and the organizations, please. Come close. From Gold Graphics, John Bosco is with us. From our Human Relations Commission, Joe Hicks and Michelle Marsh. Michelle is the point person on the remarkable Shoulder to Shoulder program. Earl Sherburne from the Community Affairs Department, integral to making this happen. I also want to thank the Convention Center who provided funding to enable these banners to be placed throughout the city. I want to thank Camilo Cruz of my office, who's been instrumental in all this work. I have a number of certificates to pass out. I'm going to do that in the back because time is short this morning. But I want to read the names of the participants here, the students who are telling each of us a great deal about ourselves, and ideally teaching the city about how to be a better place where our diversity is indeed a source of strength, and where tolerance is not our highest aspiration, because tolerance connotes something about the other person we don't like very much, but have to learn to live with. We should be focusing on respect and understanding and appreciation. That's what these kids are telling us this morning. And they include Jenny Edo, Jose Ortega, Elisa Musienko, Niles Odnoy, Roberto Bayek, Joseo Castro, Diego Flores, Oliver Boroso, Henrietta Wong, Tara Chang, Mandy Rollins, Brent Schaefer, Richie Riera, Evan McKenzie, Alexandra Chen, Marcos Calderon, Khalid Malik Salam II, John Kravitz, Tyler Cyrus, Oscar Rivas, Ty Sakamoto, Aaron McFeely, Kayla Crawford, Stephanie Shaw, Lander Burton, Lauren Bradley, Megan Firestone, Victoria Oliver, Marcy Kentz, Saha Yantarak, Christoph Hakim, Anton Hakim, and Alex Joshua. Those are the students who are with us this morning. Colleagues, we'll have these banners throughout the city of Los Angeles. And I want to say to the students who have brought their deepest thoughts to us, continue to provoke us and to challenge us, and congratulations on a remarkable piece of work. Very good work. And we'll take a photo in back, and get them back there. I have the, go ahead. Thank you again. We'll award the presentations in the back because there are so many. I have 2 presentations for Music Week to make as well. As Ms. Walters has noted for us, Music Week is a very special time in the city of Los Angeles. Our colleague, Mr. Bernson, has asked me to present his certificate of commendation to composer Elizabeth Waldo. Could she join me, please?
You look different from this.
Yeah. Ms. Waldo, your compositions have brought joy to all of us and enriched not only our city, but of course, enriched us worldwide. And I wanted you to have an opportunity to share with the City Council the importance of composition, not only to you, but what you can teach our kids.
Well, thank you so very much. First, I really have to give my thanks to the City of Los Angeles itself for the great historic inspiration, you see, because that contributed to my being a pioneer in bringing multicultural music. I mean, just read the history, and I love to create the music. Secondly, I have to thank our wonderful Hal Bernson, because he hasn't, complained when he hears a pre-Columbian, pre-Hispanic flute and charanguistas and whatever I have almost right across from his offices. So I have to thank him. And Margie, wonderful for her inspiration to me. And as I see the banners, I want to say, look at the banners and listen to the music.
Very nice. Ms.
Thank
Waldo,
you.
congratulations.
Well, thank you.
We're at front. A big photo clap. Let's stand right here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good work.
I appreciate it. Nice.
All right, and finally, Mr. President, colleagues, it's my honor to present to composer and conductor Michael Lewis and the Welsh Choir a certificate of commendation. Could they please come forward? The Welsh Choir of Southern California was formed in 1997 under the direction of Welsh-born composer and conductor Michael Lewis. The Welsh Choir is bilingual, non-denominational, multicultural. It consists of men and women from across the Southland who are committed to preserving and performing Welsh music and culture. Michael Lewis is an award-winning composer who brings his love of Welsh music to this new audience. He's dedicated to rediscovering his country's centuries-old music tradition. He has touched all our hearts, performing since he was a 6-year-old choir boy in Wales, moving to London, discovering the composition of Stravinsky, Williams, Walton, and others. He was invited to compose the score of The Mad Women of Chaillot, starring Katharine Hepburn. This film score earned him England's prestigious Ivor Novello Award. He moved to New York. He worked with the late Anthony Burgess on Broadway, on Cyrano starring Christopher Plummer. He deserves a special commendation for his work not only in Broadway, but in bringing animated film like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe to us. He is extraordinary. The choir is extraordinary. It is my privilege to award the certificate of commendation to Michael Lewis and a similar certificate to the Welsh Choir. Congratulations. Why don't you say a word and then we'll do the presentations.
Cor Cymraeg de California is delighted to be part of the enormously diverse cultural mosaic of this great city of Los Angeles. And in true Welsh, diolch yn fawr iawn.
Very good. Thank you. Let's take a quick photograph here.
Thank you, Mr. Fear. Mr. Hernandez?
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yes, Mr. President, members of the council, I have several presentations to make, but I'll start with the annual LA Music Week presentation. Is there anybody here from Precious Blood Church?
Dr. Sherburne is going to receive.
Okay, Dr. Sherburne is going to receive it. Basically, this is a Catholic church in my district at 435 South Occidental Boulevard. And the reason they're giving it to the church is because apparently it's acoustically perfect for musical performances. This church was built in 1926 to serve the Catholic community in Westlake Park. Later it became MacArthur Park. And it was built in the style of Italian Romanesque basilica, loosely modeled on the Church of San Clemente in Rome. Its most striking feature tends to be its mosaic work, both interior and on the exterior of the building. And again, it's being recognized because it is, I've never heard of a place that's perfect for musical acoustics, but that's the recognition from the church. And to receive it is Dr. Earl Sherburne. Thank you. Members of the council, I just want to see, I'm going to see how much of your attention I can gather here. Those of you council members who are sitting down, how many of you heard a song called Allá en el Rancho Grande? Ms. Chick, have you heard a song called Allá en el Rancho Grande? Allá donde vivía? Huh? Mr. Savornich, Mr. Kowski, Mr. Padilla? Regardless of our ages, I think all of us in this room have heard that song, that version, one place or another. And I'd like to call Lilia Inclán up, please.
Lilia Guizar.
Lilia Guizar Inclán. She is the daughter of Tito Guizar. And Tito's 91 years old. And he's our 92 years old.
And still going strong.
And still going strong. And he is our honoree for today, and his daughter's here to receive the certificate of commendation on his behalf. And it's really my privilege to be able to make this presentation. Tito Guizar has been called Mr. Amigo, the singing idol of all of the Americas, the gentleman of Mexican music. He has performed in Carnegie Hall, the Hollywood Bowl, played for 2 U.S. presidents, and starred in a dozen of motion pictures. He made 1,500 recordings on Victor, Columbia, Mercury, and the Disco Tito labels, a pioneer of introducing Latin music to American audiences. Tito was catapulted to fame in 1936 in the Mexican movie Allá en el Rancho Grande, a film that included a song of the same name that forever would be Tito's trademark. You need to know that his daughter is also the wife of an editor of La Opinión, and she's here to receive the certificate on behalf of her father. And again, it's my privilege to be able to make this presentation again. Thank you very much, and thank your father for all.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
On behalf of my dear father, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is a great honor. I thank the city of Los Angeles, where my father began his career and introduced Mexican music back in 1936. And I thank Margie Evans, who has been a doll. She's been wonderful, a very energetic lady, and I'd like to, all of us, give her a big hand, because she's done a great job. She really has. Again, thank you so much, the City of Los Angeles. Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. It's a pleasure, and I'll treasure this. Thank you.
And again, our great city is known for its great music and in all walks of life. So, now, members of the council, I have a separate presentation I wanted to make. I'd like to call up all the representatives from the Los Angeles Federal Credit Union, please, including, do we have anybody here from the CAO's office regarding this presentation? ITA? GSD, General Services Department? Councilmember Mr. Kowski was part of this, and Councilmember Burnson was part of this. The only thing that happened is my motion got in before Councilmember Burnson's. And on my staff, Dave Hirsch would be here, but his father suffered a heart attack yesterday, and I just wanted to say our prayers are with him, and he had to go to Vegas to be with his father. But I just want to give you a little story because it shows how government can work and how it benefited its employees and how it's making a tremendous difference, I think, in preparing people for the new millennium. And what happened is Dave Hirsch brought to my attention a newspaper article where in San Diego County, the municipality had set up a program where employees could purchase computer systems. And in purchasing these computer systems, they were helping their employees would be more in contact with what was going on in their municipality and how they would be using technology to improve their personal lives and at the same time get ready for the internet and be part of that program. So we thought we'd introduce the same motion and create that kind of program in the city of Los Angeles. And I need to be honest with you, we introduced it in November of 1998. And what happened is the first committee report that came back to us basically did not recommend that we do this. And the reason the recommendation was that we not do this is it could cost the city a tremendous amount of money for us to set up a loan program that employees would be able to borrow the money to purchase their computers. And what ended up happening is I was talking with Rosalind Carter, and you need to know that she plays a dual role because she works for the CLA's office, and she also works for the credit union. Well, she's the chairman, I guess, of the board of the credit union. But she does work for Ron Deaton. And in talking to her, I said, why couldn't the credit union work this kind of a program out? And what ended up happening is, in committee, and I was sitting on the committee, at the time it was before Mr. Padilla was here, I said, why can't we ask our credit unions to participate in this program? And what ended up happening is a program where the city could put up the loss reserves for any employee who might not pay that debt. But the requirement would be that the employee would have to be a 6-month employee. And basically, if they were a 6-month employee, a member of the credit union, they would be able to purchase these computers, and the program was evolved. Well, what I need staff to know and what I need my council colleagues to know is that this program doesn't cost the city any money. What happened is all the city's credit unions, and 4 of them in particular, not only the City Employees Credit Union, but the Alley Firemen's Credit Union, the Water and Power Credit Union, as well as the Los Angeles Police Credit Union, have jointly established a 0% interest computer loan program for employees that is available for all city employees, including the employees of the individual departments, the authorities. And this program began October 6, 1999. And it terminates December 31st, which is one reason. That's why all of you have this little package if you still don't have your internet. This is what the program's about. But what astonishes me, for example, is the LA City Employees Credit Union has made over 600 loans in this regard to city employees, totaling $1,300,000, and all 4 credit unions have made 1,500 loans to city employees. That's 1,500 computer systems out there that city employees were able to purchase because of this program. And the good news is that it's to no cost to the city of Los Angeles. This program's been extremely successful. I encourage all city employees to take advantage of the opportunity to purchase their computers participating through their local credit union. And the other reality is it's at 0% interest to them. You need to understand that the partnership here, it wouldn't have happened without the cooperation of our credit unions, without the cooperation of CLA's office, General Services Department, ITA, and I thought I'd recognize them for that. And next April at the Productivity Luncheon, they're being recognized for establishing this program and doing a phenomenal job. So again, I want to thank everybody here for that and give them their proper recognition. I thought it was important we do it before December 31st because it's only so many shopping days before Christmas. But to have a computer-friendly society takes a lot of steps. And by the City of Los Angeles doing this, I've heard that the LA Unified School District is talking about it, the state of California is talking about these kinds of programs. It can make a tremendous difference. Again, thank you very much, all of you, and hopefully we make some more loans. Take care. I don't know if you want to say anything.
Mr. President, I just really want to commend my colleague, Mr. Mike Hernandez. Here lately, the past week, he's just been doing everything right. And for Mr. Hernandez to bring the Board of Directors for the Los Angeles City Credit Union up and give them a commendation for doing something that's really not only good but outstanding for the city and setting an example for our state and nation by saying the computers is the way to go for the next 100 years for tomorrow. That's our instrument of work for tomorrow in the internet. And you're going to do it, Mr. Fred. Let me finish. My time is not up, Mr. President.
Come on.
And I just wanted to. I want to commend these people as well. I want to commend the Board of Directors, its chairperson, Rosalind Carter, who's the wife of the President of the United States, for a job well done. Let's give them a big hand. They are deserving it. They have been our leaders. They protect our money and they spend it wisely.
Thank you, Mr. Holden. Thank you, Mr. Hernandez.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council.
In the sake of time, thank you, everybody.
Ms. Galanter.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's taken me almost a year to get our next honoree in front of us. This is not the music one. We're coming back to music in a minute. But it's my pleasure to bring before you today Mr. Thomas Decker, whom most of you know. Tom is just finishing his term as president of the LA Chamber of Commerce, and he's being honored here today for his leadership with the Chamber. Some of you may know Tom in his other hat. He's also Executive Vice President of Bank of America, and his responsibilities there include business development, customer relations, and civic, cultural, and government affairs, and we're one of those. The Chamber, as you know, has been extremely active in the last year, and in the interest of time, I'm not going to tell you all of Tom's personal and professional achievements, because I think they speak for themselves. Yes, thankfully, right? And besides, he wants to go back to work. But I do want to say that the Chamber has had many wonderful presidents in the time that I've been on the council, and I'm sure we'll have many more in the future. But Tom is really my favorite, and the reason that he's my favorite is that when he's, actually I think you may not even have started your term when we had this conversation, he pulled me aside and he said to me, keep talking about the airport because this is an issue that all of us need to know more about and need to be able to discuss more intelligently, with more knowledge, and with more people involved in the discussion. And I want you to know, I don't know whether you're going to approve of this or not, but it was that encouragement that helped me decide that we really ought to get this debate out into the public. And the Chamber and I have not yet come to an agreement on this issue, as Mr. Burtz will certainly tell you. But one of the things Tom's tenure has seen is a much more active role by the Chamber and its members in studying the airport issue and taking positions and thinking about what they want to do with respect to that. So Tom, without further ado, I want to thank you for being my favorite Chamber president, and I want to congratulate you on your term and the success of your term and offer you this reasonably lovely resolution.
Thank you, my dear. Appreciate it very much.
No, you're going to have to do this on the mic. We're also joined here by several of the Chamber staff. Mr. Burtz, as director, did you want to say something? No. Okay. Tom, here, you have to do this all
I'll
on
do
the
it
mic.
quickly. Mr. President, members of the council, I've worked with you collectively and individually and with great appreciation on my part over several years. I am just about to finish this tour, and I think we've had a great year. Just remember, I accept this on behalf of all the Chamber of Commerce, which represents large to small and medium-sized business. And I want to tell you, even though we don't always agree, we are specifically here, all of us, the Chamber,
and the council to make sure that Los Angeles remains a great place to live, work, and to do business. And for your help in that, I thank you on behalf of all of us. Mr. Burtz, the president, Ms. Zussman, the vice president of legislative affairs, and the man who gets the real work done, Jerry Jeffy. Thank you all. So thank you very much, and have a great holiday season. And Ruth, thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right.
If you would like to do a
Thank you.
picture, you have to stick around another 10 minutes. It's up to you. Monday morning. Okay, now we go back to music. I'm very proud to have two presentations here this morning acknowledging two among many wonderful music programs that exist in the 6th District. Let me start, Wendy? Let me start with the Venice High School Choir. This is Wendy Kornbeck, the director of the choir. Is Bud here? No. Our principal is not here today. And I apologize to everyone, I forgot to wear my Venice cheerleader sweater. But next time. Wendy Kornbeck leads a choir that not only makes wonderful music, but they do it with enthusiasm and commitment, and they smile a lot when they do it, which is what I like to see, and they sing in tune. They are the product of 8 years of hard work. 8 years ago, there was no music program at Venice High School. Now we have 2 music teachers and 100 students in the choir. We are supported, I'm happy to say, we've been adopted by Creative Artists Agency, and they help with the uniforms, band uniforms, choir robes, instruments. They've put in over $100,000 in the past 3 years, and CAA, I want to tell you, it's been a great investment. It's really been wonderful for the community. They perform just about everywhere in Venice, and I'm sure with a little encouragement, they'll go on tour as well. So Wendy, I have a certificate for Venice High School and for you and the whole choir, and I hope you will share it with the rest of them.
I'd like to thank the City Council, especially Ms. Ruth Galanter, for her support of the performing arts at Venice, creative artists, Mr. Bud Jacobs, our principal, and my 2 cohorts and mentors over at Venice High School, Mr. Scott Burstein, who does the marching band, and Ms. Tracy Thrasher, who does theater. They're wonderful people to work with. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you. And do we have anybody here from the Palms Middle School? I guess we don't. We like Palms Middle School, too. They do a great job as well. Thank you, Mr. President. We have somebody here. Ah, we're not done yet. Okay. So we do like Palms Middle School as well. Palms Middle School does all kinds of wonderful programs in addition to music. And because I haven't had a chance to check in with all of you, I'm going to let one of you explain who you are. And then I'm going to turn this over to you.
Thank you. I'm Julie West, instrumental music teacher at Palms Middle School for many years, and this is Monica Chi, our very fine choral teacher, and our new principal, Marcia Haskins.
Thank you all for being here. I should have known from your lapel pin that you must be the music teacher. So let me deliver this to the music teacher. This is a certificate from the city recognizing Palms Middle School. Take note, we're bringing all this stuff that everybody said had disappeared from the schools back into the schools, and congratulations to all of you. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Mr. President. Okay, coming back.
Okay. Mr. Stavornich? Chick and Holden and me.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. If I can ask Dr. Hansonia Caldwell to please join me at the podium.
Agenda today? I haven't seen it.
Mr. President, members of the council, as we continue the celebration of Music Week here in the City of Angels, it gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce Dr. Hansonia Caldwell, who is a professor of music at my alma mater, California State University, Dominguez Hills, with academic specialties in African American music history, piano, and choral conducting. She is the founding conductor of the Dominguez Hills Jubilee Choir a town and gown multi-ethnic ensemble that specializes in the performance of music from African American culture. She is an accomplished musician, being an active member of Alpha Gamma Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. She is conductor. We're getting some applause, which is good. She is conductor of the AKA Western Regional Chorus and co-director of the annual Los Angeles County Alpha Kappa Alpha Delta Sigma Martin Luther King commemorative concert. We are very pleased today to have such a talented academician and musician with us, who is also a member of my extended family from Cal State Dominguez Hills. Mr. President, members of the council, would you please join me in honoring Dr. Hansonia Caldwell on this Music Day in the city of Los Angeles.
A special thank you to Councilman Swarnick and also to all of the City Council for the support that you are giving to music today. It's exciting to know that there are some really wonderful musical things happening in the community, in the schools, and so that we who are at the university level know that we will have excellent students to come to us. And so we thank you for your support and for celebrating that. I should also say that I'm a member of the Board of Directors of the Los Angeles Philharmonic, and I thank you also for the support that you give to our orchestra.
Mrs. Chick?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to ask the members of Reseda High School and Sherman Oaks Center for Enriched Studies to come up and join me. And as they do, I'm very proud that my part of this wonderful look at the benefits and advantages and good things that music delivers to all of us. Very proud to be honoring two of our LAUSD public schools that are in my district and their musicians. Come on, form up close. We're going to do this very informally. But Sherman Oaks Enriched Studies is a program that represents great depth and diversity, and Reseda High represents a program that, quite frankly, has been brought back from dust after years of not getting the resources and attention that it needed. I'm going to begin with Sherman Oaks Center for Enriched Studies, and I am joined at the podium by the Sherman Oaks Music Program Director, Mark Johnson, right here. As a magnet school, 60% of the student body are of ethnic minorities, and the music program reflects that in its membership and in its musical selection. Beginners in the area of music are able to learn through what is called the exploratory wheel of the arts, including the study of voice, music, history, making instruments, and more. Beginning choir and band are also options. And then the program builds on the experience. I've got some giggles going on in here, huh? You folks have been waiting an awfully long time, so that's okay. Musicians are supposed to have a lot of feeling. So the program continues to build on the continuum of music. I'm going to ask my colleagues and the people off to the side. I know we're having a lot of presentations, but the noise sometimes is distracting. The program builds on these beginning steps throughout the intermediate and advanced levels. Further specialization comes in the addition of 2 levels of jazz bands. These jazz bands and musicians have performed at the Lincoln Center in New York, at the Jazz at the Sea Festival in Vancouver, Canada, and this year's wind and jazz ensembles will perform at the San Francisco Heritage Festival. We are taking our show on the road and strutting this talent. Other music groups at Sherman Oaks CES continue to provide music throughout our area, including places like Disneyland, Magic Mountain, Sherman Oaks Street Fair, and the Northridge Fashion Square. So on behalf of the council, on the City of Los Angeles, and all future musicians who will have the good fortune and artists to come through your magnet program, I want to say thank you, Mr. Johnson, and recognize all the young people in your program. If they'd raise their hands and wave. Did you want to say a few words?
Thank you very much. I'd also like to recognize my colleague Mark Bell, the vocal music teacher, and I'm glad that I was able to be here. We've got a terrific program and a great supportive administration. Thank you very much for recognizing us.
Thank you. You go off to the side of the room. And last but very much not least, Reseda High School. And now I'll be joined by the music program director, Susan Truwurgy. Did I do that right?
Yes.
Okay. This is a great lady. She has come to Reseda High School just in the past couple of years and completely revived and brought back to life very important music programs for the students at Reseda High School. In just under 2 years, the Reseda High School music program has risen like a phoenix from the ashes of neglect and abandonment. Out of a beginning group of 8 students in 1998, many of whom had never learned to play an instrument before, the Reseda Band has grown to 50 strong and is a top competitor in the LAUSD Band and Drill Championships. Their turnaround is due in large part and dedication to the program director, the music program director, Susan Truwurgy. Just like the Music Man brought music to the town of Gary, Indiana, Susan has brought music back to the halls of Reseda High. Quickly, her accomplishments. In the first year, Reseda High School's band's drum major attended drum major camp at UC Irvine and earned such high ratings that he qualified for a trip to Paris, France. Also in 1998, students in the Reseda High Band auditioned for and were accepted into the Pasadena City College Tournament of Roses Honor Band. Colleagues, out of 800 students, only 180 are accepted, and this was the first time since 1984 that any LAUSD students made it into that band. And that is in the first year after Susan restarted the music program. This year, the program has grown to include a jazz band and a concert band, and some of its top players have earned spots in the Ontario Top Talented Students Honor Band and will again participate in the Tournament of Roses Honor Band. Susan's goals are not for the weary or the tired. Her goals for 2000 include starting a string orchestra, music program, obtaining more instruments and band uniforms, and starting a chorale program. I know she's going to need a lot of support from the business and the residential communities around Reseda High, and I plan to work with her to get that support. These kids deserve it. So congratulations on behalf of the City Council, and thanks for all that you're doing for us. Thank you, Susan.
Thank you. Thank you. I just want to say that as a high school educator, I think what we do in many ways is we save lives. Students who come into my program are not always successful in high school, and they come into the program with a sense of belonging and a sense of teamwork, and they learn about commitment and discipline. And in most cases, they graduate from high school because they've had this experience in band. And I would hope that in the future, that even if they never pick up that instrument again, that maybe somewhere down the line, if there's a ballot or a referendum that might stipulate as to whether we keep music in the schools or not, they might vote yes to keep music in the program. Thank you very much.
Well said. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Chick. The chair recognizes Council President Ferraro.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members of the council, I too, along with Music Week, would like to have conductor Marina Wykes come forward, and also the Children's of the World Choir. Are the children here? My students are in school, so that gives you an indication how dedicated they are. But let me point out that conductor Wakes, is it, or Wax? Wax, not related to Joel. In recognition of your musical contribution to the Los Angeles Music Week, your participation has enriched the rich and multicultural heritage of music in the lives of our youth and the community. Los Angeles Music Week, through its community building focus, has made a positive impact in our community, thus enriching the cultural life of the city of Los Angeles. We have this for you, conductor, and we want to also have one for the Children of the World Choir. We want to thank you very much for the good work that you do for the city of Los Angeles.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the Children of the World, I would like to thank the City of Los Angeles and Margie Evans for everything they are doing. The group was founded to promote the well-being of humanity and unity through music. On my international concert tours, when I met children and families from all over the world, I realized that children everywhere, in every country, they have love in their lives. They have a lot of love to give, and they want love to receive. And those are the children whom I wanted to create a bridge for, a bridge of music. And this is why the group was founded. And I wanted to thank very much the city of Los Angeles for providing a warm home and being a great place to be the base for the Children of the World Choir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. The chair recognizes Councilman Holden.
Now we're going to really start the show. Mr. President, members, first of all, I'd like to commend the committee for recognizing all these people today who made a significant contribution to enhancing the learning of music in the city of Los Angeles for our students and all, and the contribution they have made. Although I think they all have been recognized, and I just have a few that I'm going to do specials on, I wanted to make that statement. I also want to say that the first person that I have the privilege to recognize is a dear, dear friend of mine and yours, Buddy Collette. Come on up. All right. I got a call about a month ago from my friend. He says, you know, he surprised me. I'm going to be at City Hall. Are you going to be there? I said, anytime you're going to be at City Hall, buddy, I'll be here waiting for you. And so he's here today. Thank you all. Mr. President and members, we all know Buddy Collette. He's been with us doing a good job in the field of music and in our community, just making a significant contribution to our students, teaching in our schools for years. Buddy is an accomplished and dedicated man committed to the creation, perpetuation of the documentation of jazz. His talent as a master jazz artist, composer, band leader, and jazz historian have earned him international recognition. A lifetime resident of Los Angeles, Buddy began his career as a saxophonist during the 1930s on South Central Avenue, playing with orchestras of Les Height, Louis Jordan, Benny Carter, and Gerald Wilson, providing opportunities for Buddy to gain experience and recognition. During World War II, he became a respected United States Navy band leader. He has performed in Europe, New York, Japan, and the West Coast with a variety of all-star groups as a featured guest artist. He has produced 31 albums and CDs plus 2 volumes of Buddy Collette songbooks. He also helped to form the first interracial symphony in the world, the Humanist Symphony Orchestra. He was the first black musician to work as a staff musician on television on the Groucho Marx You Bet Your Life show. Give him a hand for that. Leading to a 40-year career as a studio musician doing musical jingles, radio shows, motion picture scores, and more. And I want to tell you, I've heard of Buddy Collette, and every time I saw him, he said they call him Nate Holden, and they call me Buddy Collette. Because am I right, Buddy? Yeah, that's right. A few years ago, when we both looked alike. In any case, there's another guy
He looks much younger, Nate.
I know. That's okay. That's okay, Pa. But the guy I met him with, his name was another giant in the movement of freedom for all. His name was Steve Allen. Steve and Buddy were standing side by side, and they came to get me to take a picture with Steve because they thought I was Buddy, which I thought was pretty good. And anyway, they were all together, and they were all been working very hard for our community for years. Let me just present to you a great musician, a great artist, a very, very fine person, Buddy Collette. Thank you, Nate.
Before you start, and I know you're embarrassed about the fact that Nate trying to pass his Buddy Collette, but Jackie Goldberg would like to say something.
I just want to mention that in addition to all of the achievements that you've mentioned, Mr. Holden, he also is the person who has recruited musicians for the last 3.5 years to teach young people for free instrumental music as part of the Bridges program at Bancroft and LeConte middle schools, and then also a school that's not in the Bridges program but has an after-school program, Washington Irving. And they do a great job, and those kids are getting instrumental music because of Buddy Collette. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Jackie, and all the council members, and Ruth Galanter, I see a dear friend of mine over there. And I know you like the A train, but I don't have the sax today. And Nate, thank you, and everyone, for this wonderful honor. I've enjoyed it, and of course, I'm recuperating. I had a little illness about 1.5 years ago, but I'm coming along pretty well, so I hope to continue teaching and helping the youngsters. And also, I see Mike Hernandez there, wonderful guy. He has always been helpful to us, the music programs, as all of you have been. But anyway, we're going to keep it going, and I'm excited about this award. I'm really going to, work hard at doing the same kind of things I was doing before. It's been so great to be able to do this in Los Angeles for a long time. As you know, their children had no instruments and they'd lost the desire to really participate. But it's coming back now. So thank all of you for, getting the ball rolling. Nate, and thanks for having me here. I just got a hello from you, for you from Charles Lloyd in Santa Barbara yesterday. He said, you're going to see Nate, tell him hello. Charles Lloyd is also a famous musician who, we all know, and he's very helpful in teaching the kids and everything.
That's right.
Thank you.
On that note, Buddy.
Mr. President.
Mr. Holden, Mrs. Walters.
Yes. I couldn't let the opportunity pass with Mr. Collette here in the meeting to say a big thank you again for all that you do for the Central Avenue Jazz Festival. Mr. Collette has not only come each year and performed, but he has helped us with other talent, helped us in many, many ways to make that a permanent venue. Next year will be our 5th year, and I know Buddy will be there right in front with a very important role in what we do on Central Avenue in celebrating the jazz and blues that were represented there. Thank you so much,
Thank you, Rita.
Buddy, for all the good that you do.
And all of your help, too. Thank you very much, guys.
Yes, and you know, folks, he not only supports music and music venues, he was active on Proposition BB to pass those bonds to create more classrooms and schools for youngsters who need them. And he's just an all-around person. He plays for charitable organizations. He plays for ACLU. He does wonderful work in the community, and I'm just so pleased to be acquainted with him and to be able to listen to his wonderful music.
Thank you very much, Rita.
Get that, Dick. Let me get it. Oh. Is it on there? Yeah. You mentioned Charles Lloyd. Charles Lloyd is a noted also musician, plays around the world. But it was Buddy Collette who told him, you go work with Chico Hamilton and you're made. So Buddy has been helping youngsters who are now well-known artists for many, many years. So can't thank him enough. We have another artist, Mr. President, posthumously. His name is Bobby Bryant. We all, I guess, if you're jazz, you heard of Bobby Bryant. Bobby Bryant was an outstanding jazz trumpeter who many civic contributions includes serving as an artist in the California Art Council, Arts and Residence Summer Recovery Program. He has an extensive discography wherein he arranged, composed, and performed solos with Della Reese, Eddie Lockjaw Davis, Melina Shaw, Ray Charles, Peggy Lee, Nat King Cole, and Clayton Hamilton Jazz Orchestras. A man of many talent, Mr. Bryant, lengthy theatrical and film credits include Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, Lady Sings the Blues, and The Last Summer, along with numerous television and screen music credits. Hi, Ms. Bryant. So nice to see you again. It's indeed my pleasure representing the City Council to present to you Bobby Bryant, your husband, posthumously, this certificate of commendation for so much that he's done for all of us.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
She's from Reckin Parks, by the way.
Yes, I am.
Oh, yes.
Councilman Holden and members of the City Council, thank you so very much. I see so many friends here this morning, and I know Bobby would really love to have been here, but please let me share with you that his interest in music was one of an intergenerational circumstance. In his teaching in Santa Monica College, he organized a band called The Next Wave. He had students from high school and what I called, as a part of being with Recreation and Parks, intergenerational or more mature adults also. His premise was to share the music with young people and have the more mature adults share their experiences with our youth. So as the waves come in, the next waves come in, there's always another wave coming behind them. So his premise, the band is living today under the guidance of Bobby Rodriguez, another very important trumpet player in our music industry. But I just want to let you know that my Bryant had also been the director of music for the Bill Cosby Show when Quincy Jones left. And it was on city ground, city property, that we first met and struck up a friendship and eventually married for 26 years before he made his transition. So thank you so much. This means so much to me and to our family, and I really appreciate everything that you've done for the children of Los Angeles. Thank you.
Oh, we'll get a picture later. As President, members, we have just a few more. This is Felicity House. I would like to welcome Carol Olmsted, the President of the Board of Directors and Felicity House, and Elise James, the Director. All right. Felicity House is one of the oldest sober living homes exclusively for women in Los Angeles, founded on August 26, 1974. We want to congratulate them as they celebrate their 25th anniversary. They have served with the community in the fields of alcohol and drug recovery. With 2 facilities housing about 19 women, they provide a road of recovery in a structured environment for approximately 9 to 12 months. For the past 25 years, they have helped hundreds of women to find a warm, loving, and safe environment. Felicity House has helped them become productive, working members of society and sober mothers, daughters, and sisters and friends. The need for more sober living homes grows daily. We applaud Felicity House for their incredible commitment to these women and to the city of Los Angeles. Congratulations again, and keep carrying on doing good work.
On behalf of the residents of Felicity House and the Board of Directors, I would like to thank Councilman Nate Holden and the members of the council for this great honor. Felicity House has been around for quite some time, and in the year 2000, we're trying to get funding to further expand the house to hold more women that are suffering from alcoholism and drug addiction. Thank you very much, and happy holidays.
Oh. Mr. President, we have a person who's retiring from the city of Los Angeles, Rose Highland. And how are you? Very good. Miss Highland began her career with the City of Los Angeles in 1972 in the Office of the Controller. She worked diligently to become promoted to Payroll Supervisor, System Analyst 2, Senior Systems Analyst 2, and finally Project Manager for Los Angeles Payroll System. Isn't that right? You took care of all the money, huh? That we got. You make sure we got our money. Great. You're wonderful. You can't leave us. She has volunteered many hours to various city organizations and is a member of the Board of Directors of the Los Angeles City Employees Association. She was the first appointed in 1995 to the City of Alhambra Civil Service Commission and has been reappointed for the last 4 years, serving as Vice Chair. We wish her well on the occasion of her retirement from the City of Los Angeles. Congratulations once again for a job well done and for so many years.
Thank you very much.
You want to say something?
Thank you very much, Councilman Holden and members of the council. It's been a pleasure working for the city for 27 years, and I'm looking forward to continue with the other endeavors. Thank you very much.
All your friends are here? Oh, good.
Councilman. Tony Miera, Chief Deputy Controller, representing Mr. Tuttle, who's tied up in a meeting right now. But Rose is one of those individuals who has really put a tremendous effort in the payroll operations of the city, making sure that everyone gets paid on time correctly, and tremendous productive person, a hard worker, and we're going to miss her tremendously, and I'm pretty sure all the city employees I know her will miss her tremendously. Congratulations, Rose.
Thank you very much.
Audrey Noda. As Audrey coming forward, Audrey has 18 years of government, legislative, and public relations experience, 5 of those years with the MTA. She's leaving the city of Los Angeles area to serve the state of California as Assistant Secretary, Executive Director for Business, Transportation, and Housing Agency. We better pay attention. Now, I'm giving you this, so when I need, Sacramento, I'm going to be up to talk to you now. Don't act like you don't know me, all right? In 1998, Ms. Noda helped to secure over $500 million in funds from the Transportation Equity Act of the 21st Century legislation, and was successful in securing policy changes for MTA's transportation program. Serving as a Federal Affairs Government Relations Manager, she led the federal team in acquiring $132 million in transportation appropriation funds for Los Angeles County first-class transportation system. All right. Ms. Noda spearheaded MTA's outreach efforts with the City of Los Angeles and other 87 cities of the county, increasing the authority profile and enhancing the image with local government officials. In 1997, they're going to keep quiet back there. In 1997, she was named the MTA Employee of the Month for her efforts as a team player and for being effective and efficient with the ability to create positive energy for her colleagues. She has brought to the MTA a type of leadership, cooperation, and generosity that is not often found in government. I'll tell you about that. Her contribution to the community has earned Noda the respect of those with whom she has worked. It's indeed my pleasure to represent the City of Los Angeles, to wish you well on your new job, and don't forget us here at home. We have a need for housing.
Thank you, Councilmember Holden, and thank you to the President and council members of the City of Los Angeles. I just also want to thank former Councilman Richard Alatorre and former Councilman Richard Alarcon, who I worked closely with while I was at the MTA working with the City of Los Angeles. The challenges are big at the state of California, as all of you know, but the City of LA will be a very integral part of what the Commission is doing to build a new infrastructure for the next millennium. And for your efforts here in Los Angeles, I thank you all, and I thank all the staff that I worked with too, and my former staff at the MTA, Kathy Manzo, Marisa Valdez-Yeager, Michael Turner, Wilbur Babb, who handles the City of Los Angeles, and Claudette Moody, who's not with us, but thank you all for this very distinguished honor.
Did you work for Senator Torres? Audrey was also on Senator Torres' staff for a while, too. Well trained. Mr. President, last but not least, Ms. Renee Klein. And Ms. Klein is a lady with a big heart, Hernandez. Ms. Renee Klein is a lady with a big heart. I told him once he had a big heart. He kept believing me, but I'm telling you the truth. I'm sad to say that after 20 years, she will be leaving Dorsey High School, which is in my district, where she's made a tremendous impact in the lives of students with special needs and disabilities, as well as the faculty with whom she has worked. At Dorsey, Ms. Klein founded a community-based instruction program designed for developmentally disabled students who are in the need of independent living skills and who want to be productive, be productive persons. The curriculum involves academic, vocational, recreational, social, athletic, special arts, traveling experiences, and environmental activities merged together to create a better life for students while building their self-esteem. In 1998, Ms. Klein began the first martial arts program at Dorsey High School. Remember that some guy tried to molest a young woman who had a disability, and one of those other guys who took the martial art just beat him up real good? With the support of the LAPD, she was also awarded a resolution for her dedication and assistance to the Green Wave Project. She followed up. Many of her students, while hired by the Conservation Corps to plant trees in the blighted inner city areas. Ms. Klein has been highlighted by the Los Angeles Times, honored by Newsweek, and filmed by KBC for her outstanding work. We wish her well in the future endeavor and know that she will go on to do great work and great things. As you may not know, but Ms. Klein is leaving Dorsey right now to go to work at the United Nations.
I received a nomination from Los Angeles for the UN.
She received a nomination
From Los Angeles.
from Los Angeles to the UN, United Nations. All right, my staff will get it right next time. All right, thank you. Ms.
Thank you,
Klein.
Councilman Nate Holden, and thank you very much to the members of the LA City Council. I'd also like to acknowledge, for 15 years, Dr. Geraldine Wells, who is my principal, and without her, I would never have the support to have done all the programs, the projects. It was Dr. Wells who approved for us to do all of these different activities. And also Patrick McCullough. It's Patrick who has helped with the Greenways, supported our involvement with the LA Conservation Corps, which has employed many of our students, the special needs students in the Corps and the Clean and Green program. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Can we have the students of Dorsey High School stand up, please? My name is Patrick McCullough. I'm president and founder of the Exposition Neighbors Association. And words cannot express some of the things that Ms. Klein has done for the kids of our community and the students of Dorsey High School. I just want to make this brief and read this plaque real quick. On behalf of the Exposition Neighbors, we're presenting Ms. Klein with this particular plaque for 20 years of service to the students of Dorsey High and the Exposition community. We'd like to personally thank you for your never-ending commitment. It seems like I could call Ms. Klein just about any given day of the week, and sometimes I'd be somewhat hesitant because I know she would talk to me for an hour or 2 hours on how many things that she has done for the students of Dorsey High School, and which are, of course, residents of our community. So I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you, and like I said, words are, I'm just lost for words at the loss of a person of your caliber, and I think that you've just done so much for our community that you know, yeah, we just hate to lose you. But anyway, thank you.
As former principal at Dorsey High School, it was very easy to support Renee. When you have a person who cares as much about kids as Renee does, a person who cares about the community, then it is very easy to give them the support. And certainly she had the energy and the enthusiasm, and she will truly be missed. Thank you, Renee, and thank you for recognizing her.
Mr. President, that'll conclude the presentations for today. We got more?
Mr. Pacheco.
You told me I was the last.
Thank you. Nate wanted to be last, but I wouldn't let him do that. I said we got to start with someone who's new to the council. First of all, colleagues, I know it's been a long morning, but for me, this has probably been one of the best Friday mornings we had, because we need to also once in a while recognize that the life of the city does not revolve around our work, but also the work of the residents, with the Music Appreciation Week, with the other individuals who've been recognized today, with the great banners we have here. So for me, this has been a great morning, and we'll get started on our business soon. But I want to bring up some students from Eagle Rock, Megan Goldstein, Hermelito Navarro, Chriselle Qua, and Greg Samuel. Part of our Los Angeles Music Week is to recognize the great work of our students. Eagle Rock High School has for nearly 80 years had a great tradition of musical excellence, from the great orchestras of Fred Rupp in the 40s and 50s to the world-famous jazz bands of John Rinaldo. The focus there has always been included the producing of great music and musicians. In fact, the Eagle Rock Jazz Band holds the distinction of being the only band to place in the top 3 at the Monterey Jazz Festival's annual high school competition. Last year, the group reached some important milestone that seemed to mark the return of a great tradition. The jazz band was selected to the Monterey Jazz Festival for the first time in 12 years. 2 of its members, Michael Balancio and Hermelito Navarro, were selected to perform in Tokyo with the Monterey All-Stars. Many students participated in all-city, all-state honor groups, and recent graduates are now music majors at that school called USC for our president, Cal State LA, Cal State Northridge, and Cal State Long Beach. With the continued efforts of Director Greg Samuel, who's here also, and Principals Chris Zardaneta and Kitty Dustin, the program will continue to reach students, parents, and the community with its musical gifts. So in recognition of their efforts and their work for the City of Los Angeles, I give them the certificate of commendation to the Eagle Rock High School and the students here representing the high school.
Good morning, Mr. President, members of the council. It's truly an honor to be here today and accept this award on behalf of our music department, and we will continue to do what we do, and appreciate your support. And the fact that we're here today leaves your intentions without question in our eyes. And I just wanted to say, now that I have this opportunity in front of you as a person who was born in Los Angeles and raised in Los Angeles and loves Los Angeles very much, I appreciate the work that you do in the daily management of this beautiful place. Thank you very much.
You want to do it this side?
That's good. You guys.
Now, the next person I'm going to recognize is unfortunately not with us, but I think it's very important to at least put on the record the recognition for Lalo Guerrero. Lalo Guerrero is internationally recognized as the father of Chicano music. He's an 80-year-old individual, or in his late 80s, who's still constantly performing in the community. He has been recognized by many individuals, so I'm going to keep it short here in terms of the recognitions, but I do want to highlight that in 1997, the President and Mrs. Clinton recognized Mr. Lalo Guerrero for the 1996 National Medal of Arts for his lifetime creative achievement. Mr. Guerrero considered this the pinnacle of his career. He was also, in 1980, declared by the Smithsonian Institute a National Folk Treasure, and he received a National Heritage Fellowship and a National Endowment for the Arts in 1991. He's been inducted into the Tejano Hall of Fame and has been honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Mexican Cultural Institute. Mr. Guerrero was one of the participants of the Los Angeles Music Week, and unfortunately he was unable to join us here today, but I do want to put on the record that he is a treasure for all of us here in Los Angeles, and we do recognize his accomplishments and his contributions to the city. Thank you.
Are there any other presentations? If not, we'll proceed with the agenda. Sergeant, are all the people out there in the outside, are they all in? Okay. Mr.
Item number 1 on the regular agenda, request to continue this matter until December 17th.
Is there any objections to continue that until December 17th? Seeing none, that will be the order. Members of the council, we have a commissioner that's on the special meeting, and Mrs. Hutton. Are there any questions of Mrs. Hutton? We're not going to vote on you right now because we're going to just, we'll do it in a special meeting. We have to adjourn the council meeting or recess it to go into that, so we'll do it later.
Okay.
But is there any questions of Mrs. Hutton? This is an appointment to the Community Redevelopment Agency.
Move it.
Okay, well, we're not going to move it now. But if there's no questions, it's a special meeting, Mr. Burnson, and it's not on this agenda. Any questions? Ms. Sikowski, did you have some questions of her?
That I have met with Ms. Hutton, and I know that this has gone through committee, and there is a committee recommendation to support it. So if there are no questions today, I think we will be able to confirm this appointment when we get into the special session, and just wanted to convey that information.
I should have done this a long time ago, but I didn't realize Mr. Holden was going to be so long. But you could leave now, Mrs. Hutton, and we'll approve you a little later.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the next.
Mr. President, items number 2 through 11 on the regular agenda are items for which public hearings have been held.
Okay. We have cards on 7, 8, and 9. But item number 2, it's an ordinance, and I will not be able to vote on it. Mr. Burnson will not be able to vote on it. And Mr. Fuhr won't be able to vote on it, so Mr. Savornich will withhold on it. It'll go over 1 week. All right, are there any specials, 3 through 11? Any specials? 2 has been withheld. Okay, 7 is a special.
Could do that now.
Okay, well, let's see if there's 3, 4, 5, 6, any specials there?
John, I just have an amending motion 5A, which just changes the funding source but approves the item.
Okay, is there no objections to that amendment?
I would just ask, Mr. President, we put number 8 before number 7 if possible, so we can get that out of the way.
Well, I'm talking about 3, 4, 5, and 6. We have 3, 4, 5 as amended and 6. Any discussion? If not, prepare the roll.
Was 2 called special, Mr. President?
Huh?
2 was called special?
No, 2 has been withheld.
Okay, withheld, okay.
Prepare the roll on those. Tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
That is approved. Now we have 10 and 11, Miss
8 and 9 were called special?
No, did you call 8 special?
Nobody called it special, I don't think.
Huh?
No, I don't think 8 or 9 were called special.
All right, prepare the roll on 8 and 9.
Actually, no.
Rudy,
Okay.
8 and 9, 10, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
Those are approved. Forthwith on those. 11, Ms. Goldberg, you want to read something into the record? you
Yes,
said?
the Personnel Committee makes the following recommendations. 1, that we direct the city attorney to not appeal the Superior Court decision in Hawk versus the City of Los Angeles. 2, that we urge the DWP Commission to ask the city clerk to administer a new election with the same candidates. And 3, that we urge the DWP Commission to work with the city clerk's office to complete the new election process by March 1, 2000, if at all possible.
We have 11 before us. Is there any discussion on 11? If not, prepare the roll. On Mrs. Goldberg's motion, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
That is
Forthwith,
approved.
please.
Forthwith
That's actually
on
the
it.
committee report.
Yeah. Forthwith on those items we have already taken care of. Okay, the next item,
Next group of items, items 12, 13, and 14, which are items for which public hearings have not been held.
anybody want to be heard on any of those items? 12, 13, 14, seeing none, we have no cards, the public hearing is closed. Any specials by council members?
Mr. President, there's item 14A that has been submitted by Council Member Goldberg.
Ms. Goldberg, what is 14A?
14A, yes. We move 14A, please.
What does it do?
Let me find it here. It exempts from civil service the project coordinator positions
Okay, there's no objection
in
to
the
that. so-
done.
So we have 12, 13, and 14 as amended. Prepare the roll. All right, Mrs. Walters wants 13 special.
No, 14.
14. Okay, we have 12 and 13 before us. Prepare the roll. Tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
Those are approved. Forthwith on those. All right, we have the next item.
Items number 15, 16, and 17 are closed session items, so the
Yeah,
first...
we'll hold those on the desk.
The first special item is item number 7.
Item number 7, Mrs. Galanter.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee had a hearing on this. As you know, there are a lot of people here today on both sides of the issue. I'm going to open the discussion by moving the majority report, and I'd like to take note of the fact that you'll be hearing from a lot of people, and I think they can articulate their points very well on both sides of the issue. I do want to point out to all of us that there's been probably more discussion about the labor questions and where labor is on this issue than there has been about what I believe is the major substantive issue, and that is the question of whether or not an environmental impact report should be prepared. The committee majority report recommended that the council send the matter back to the Airport Commission and ask them to do a full environmental impact report. The minority report, which I assume Mr. Savornich will speak to, argues that all the work that's necessary has been done, and therefore that we should go ahead and approve it. We are, the major differences in what we would get with a full environmental impact report, seems to me, are not marginal at all. The things that are not looked at in a mitigated negative declaration are cumulative impact, and the cumulative impact is a major one, and the consideration of alternatives. Now, we do operate one other commercial airport that's thriving and has plenty of room for cargo, and that is Ontario Airport, which is where all the rail switching gets done, and a lot of cargo moves into and out of Southern California on the ground.
With respect to cumulative impact, you can bet that United, if United expands its cargo facilities, everybody else will want to expand theirs as well, this being a fairly competitive industry. So it does seem to me that those are important issues, and I, for the life of me, don't understand why, when this whole thing started, and when it started to get controversial, why they just didn't do an EIR, and we wouldn't be having this argument today. I also want to take note of the fact that we are already being sued because of the Board of Airport Commissioners' action in approving what is now before us. That is, the validity of the board's action has been challenged in court by the City of El Segundo, the City of Inglewood, and a whole bunch of other people, some of them governmental and some not. We are also, over the years, fairly consistently pursuing the Burbank Airport for, and I believe we are either in litigation or threatening litigation today over some of their proposals on the same grounds that we have been challenged. Basically, that these actions should not be taken without a full EIR. On the basis of those arguments, the committee majority at the time voted to recommend to the council that we send the matter back to the Airport Commission, ask them to do the EIR, and bring us forward an action that really can't be challenged on those kinds of grounds. Since we are being sued, and I know Mr. Pritzker is here somewhere because I just talked to him a few minutes ago. There you are, behind the pillar. My only question for you is, I do have some questions about, which I don't have to take up this minute, but about how our legal position might or might not be affected, either in the lawsuit where we're the defendant or in those actions where we're the plaintiff. And all I really want to know at this time is whether we would need to discuss those issues in closed session or whether they can be covered in open session.
Well, it would depend on the specific questions, but chances are we'd have to talk about it in closed session in light of the existing lawsuits.
Okay, well, thank you. In that case, I'd like to defer that discussion and get on to the rest of the debate. We have a lot of people who've been waiting all day for this, including us.
Okay, Mr. Savornich.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. As Councilwoman Galanter explained, that there was a split decision at the time in the Commerce Committee in regards to this issue. And I rise today to advocate on behalf of the minority report based upon what was testified by the City Attorney's Office, as well as representatives from the Department of Airports in committee. And I think those points are very important in regards to what we should do today. First of all, the City Attorney's Office testified in committee that there is no legal reason that this issue should not go forward today. There is no legal reason why it shouldn't go forward, and that the mitigated negative declaration can stand on its own 2 feet, and also that the call for an EIR was not necessary in regards for the project going forward. One of the concerns that I have is that, and this is an unfortunate situation anytime you have it, is that we have folks on both sides of an issue trying to advocate on behalf of their people. But one of the concerns, what was the compelling reason for me is that if the city attorney advised the committee that there's no legal reason to not go forward, and that we have persons currently working at the cargo facility in deplorable situation, that cargo is being kept out in the open, that people are working in cramped spaces that are unsafe, that how can we, as a city council, based upon knowing the conditions in which these folks are having to work, and based upon the advice from our own city attorney, that there is no legal impediment from this going forward, why would we not be considering it? And so, Mr. President, members of the council, I will speak again since my time is almost up, but one of the concerns that I do have is that I believe that we are setting terrible precedent if we do not have a legal toehold to stand on in regards to allowing this to go forward. In the committee, the city attorney's office also informed the committee that there is a court case which has set precedent that the type of action to which the council could embrace if we do not approve this today would be a embracing of a violation of a court precedent or possibly even law to which the council would be involving itself in issues other than just approving the lease. And so today I would like to move the minority report as a substitute for the majority report, in that there is no compelling reason why this should not go forward. Let us take a stand today for those workers who are working in the cargo facility now, knowing very well there are issues for other workers at the airport that need to be addressed, but in no way, shape, or form should be linked to this issue, because that would be inappropriate and would be illegal. So at this time, Mr. President, members of the council, let us do the right thing. Let us go by the advice of our attorney, and I move the minority report.
I second it.
Okay, please, demonstrations are not allowed in the council chamber.
I want to second that motion.
Mr. Pacheco, you have the floor, and you second the motion.
Yes. First of all, I want to rise in support of the employees at the cargo facility, because I understand and I've been briefed on the fact that the conditions are deplorable. And just like earlier today, we talked about the deplorable conditions for the billing individuals who collect the ambulance billing for our department and our city employees. I think we should extend the same type of respect and support for the employees at the cargo area. I also have some basic questions, if someone can answer them, because I have heard some comments being made about expansion and cumulative impact, and I do share the same concerns that Councilmember Savornich raised about the potential lawsuit if we get into the labor dispute and make this a labor-related decision. But in terms of the cumulative impact, I'm not sure what that means if I have not seen a master plan for the expansion of the airport. So how could we make a comparison on something that does not exist? And so how would someone, without speculating and just guessing, how would they come to a objective decision on this issue in terms of cumulative impact if there's nothing to compare it to? So I want to understand how that became a standard that has no sort of guiding post.
I'm not sure if this answers your question, but you know, there is a new master plan EIR that's currently being worked on, and that will look at cumulative impacts. But this mitigated neg deck doesn't look at cumulative impacts, nor does it look at alternatives.
Talk into the microphone so we can all hear you.
I'm sorry. The mitigated neg deck that's before you does not talk about cumulative impacts, but that will be taken up in the master plan EIR that's currently underway by the airport.
And so, does it satisfy CEQA in terms of what we're required to do for this development?
It does, because that type of analysis is not required for a mitigated negative declaration.
Okay. Now, in terms of someone called it an expansion, and I wasn't given a definition as to why it would qualify as an expansion. Is there a standing definition I can work off so I can decide if it's an expansion or not? Or is that a sort of a subjective term that anyone can decide on their own?
Well, there are objective criteria. The question as to whether it's an expansion or not depends on how much additional cargo could be handled by the new facility. How many more vehicles could go in and out as a result of the additional space inside of the new cargo facility. So you might say it's a matter in the eye of the beholder.
Well, let me ask you this.
But
anytime we improve a facility for the working conditions of the employees, the net effect is a more efficient workforce, and wouldn't that mean that things could potentially move more cargo? I mean, that's sort of the net effect when you get an efficient workforce. So.
Well, I think that's the point of why United wants to do this. That they want to not only protect the cargo, but they want a safer and better working environment for their employees. And they want to be able to handle more capacity because they anticipate that capacity of air freight will increase in the future.
And when we talk about the future, is it tomorrow the future, and when we talk about this project, are we talking about 10 years down the line, 15? What's the timeline that we're talking about when someone says the future?
I believe that the MND, is looking several decades away. I mean, we don't know. It depends an awful lot on just who chooses to send air freight. So what you look at in terms of analysis is the capacity of the new facility. Now, that capacity, it may be 5, 10, or 15 years before that capacity is fully utilized, depending on what the growth projections are and whether those growth projections come to fruition or not.
All right, Mr. Pacheco, your time is up. Ms. Galanter, I think you want to do, although we've had public hearings on this, you want to move.
Well, there are so many people here who are so interested in this that I would move a 10-minute public hearing on each side.
Okay, now, I don't know if I know which ones are on which side, because some say they're for the proposal, and they don't know if it means they're for the cargo or not. But anyway, I'm sure that this one is opposed to it, so I'm going to start. Would you set the clock for 10 minutes? Mayor Mike Gordon of the great city of El Segundo, I guess it is.
I like to look at these people, and I think Tim might want to talk to us.
Yeah. And then Charles Dickerson from that great city of Inglewood, who cooperates with the city all the time. The time is running, Mayor.
Council President, members of
You're
the
not in El Segundo now.
Council President, members of the council, I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to come before you today. My name is Mike Gordon. I'm the mayor of the city of El Segundo. We are here today to support the recommendation made by the Commerce, Energy, and Natural Resources Committee. We're grateful to Councilwoman Galanter and to you, Mr. Ferraro, for your support. We think that requiring an environmental impact report is the right and just thing to do. We think it's important for every member of the City Council to understand that approving this project today is making one statement to the people of Los Angeles and to the people all around this airport, and that is that while you agree that we are doubling the capacity of the United Airlines cargo, that the negative impacts that will occur from this project don't matter to you. Because without an environmental impact report, the people of my community, the people of your community, the people of all the communities around this airport will never know what the negative impacts are going to be from this airport. Clearly, the expansion of this project, as represented by United Airlines themselves, is said that this is about cargo expansion. United Airlines placed this ad in their paper when they announced their new cargo expansion, 30% growth in passenger traffic. Clearly, this cargo demand opportunity is related to the expansion of this project. An environmental impact review is the right and just report to do. We deserve to know, the people of Southern California deserve to know what negative impacts will be received by this project when it is completed. The California Air Resources Board has declared diesel emissions a toxic air contaminant and a serious health threat. This is not to be taken lightly. We will all be negatively impacted. And yet, aside from the committee recommendation, no one has seen fit to disclose to the public the potential negative consequences of this project. No one has seen fit to safeguard the right of the people to comment on a project that will surely impact their lives. As elected officials, we have a responsibility to protect the welfare of our constituents and safeguard the public trust. I ask you to not disregard the lives of the people that you represent and that I represent.
Right,
we deserve to know what negative impacts exist.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much.
Charles Dickerson, and then Maria Elena Garrazzo.
Good morning, Mr. President, members of the council. I am Charles Dickerson. I am the city attorney of the city of Inglewood and formerly one of your city attorneys here in Los Angeles. I'm delighted to be back in these chambers and honored to speak before you this morning. The city of Inglewood is strongly in favor of the committee recommendation that the matter before you be sent back to the airport for a full for a full environmental impact report. And I think the questions raised by Member Pacheco here really give reason why, particularly when taken in light of the answers given by my dear friend, Mr. Pritzker. Mr. Pacheco asked, how do we measure cumulative impact? How much additional cargo will there be? Will the capacity of freight increase? We believe that by providing a full environmental impact report, that these questions will be answered and answered in such a way that you, as members of the council, can make the appropriate decision as it relates to this expansion. Finally, I'd like to say that your friends and neighbors to the direct east of the airport, the city of Englewood, who work so closely together with you to assure that the economic well-being of our entire region continues to expand and to grow, we would be the ones most directly impacted. The citizens of the residents of the city of Englewood would be the most directly impacted by the expansion of such a cargo facility, if for no other reason than we will increase the number of flights. Although we believe United Airlines will tell you that the flights will not increase, it is logically inconceivable that if you have more capacity that there will not be an increase in flights. Therefore, we think the appropriate thing for this council to do is to send the entire matter back for a full environmental impact report so that we all can know exactly what will happen as it relates to the expansion of this facility. And we thank you so much for your consideration of the concerns of the residents of the city of Englewood.
Maria DeRazzo, and then Bill Eisen.
Good morning, members of the City Council. Marilena Durazo with the Hotown Restaurant Workers Local 11. We and other unions represent thousands of families who are low-income workers, predominantly immigrants, people of color. They live and they will be impacted by your decision. LAX workers, Hollywood Park Casino and Racetrack workers, Crystal Park Casino workers, and many others. We also represent the needs and the aspirations of those who are not yet fortunate enough to be represented by a union who cares not only about their working conditions, but their living conditions. You know us best for our labor battles. You also know that we work very hard to build a link between workers and their jobs and their communities, to build community labor alliances who care about the whole picture. What's missing today is the disclosure, the proper disclosure, so that that community, Englewood and Lenox in particular, will have a voice and a meaningful voice. And what we want is simple and should not be exaggerated. An environmental review will make it clear to Englewood and Lenox residents and others that they have a voice, so that when we consider other developments in that area, they will listen, just as they were listened to about their concerns. We fully support, and we better than others understand the importance and the creation of good, high-paying union jobs. We want those and we support those. There is no contradiction here, and there is no loss to anybody here. There's a voice for the residents who are impacted, or we also run the risk of fueling the fire and the accusations that any development related to the airport means completely disregarding the community. And I will remind you lastly of one thing. 4 years ago, I and others who are a very small minority voice tried to urge the officials of the Los Angeles Unified School District to listen to us. And we were dismissed because they said we had another agenda. Well, ladies and gentlemen, 4 years later, that high school has not been built because of a very simple mistake that the community was not listened to regardless of who was delivering that message. What's the harm? The minimal time and the cost that it takes, we gain credibility and support in a broader alliance to support responsible development. Please, please support the environmental study. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. All right. There's two minutes left. Bill Eisen,
Yes,
and then Reverend Lawson. I don't know if...
Bill Eisen. I'll try to make this brief. My name is Bill Eisen. I'm a spokesperson for Residents for Equality City, a Manhattan Beach group of about 650 families. It is inconceivable that an EIR would not be required for the new UAL cargo facility. Other cities require an EIR for far smaller projects. Manhattan Beach, for example, is requiring an EIR for a 90,000 square foot shopping mall based upon potential increased traffic and air pollution. One of the main functions of an EIR is to hold hearings to learn from the public what they feel are the negative impacts of the proposed proposed project. Had an EIR been conducted for the proposed new UAL cargo facility, the city would have heard testimony that a small increase in airplane traffic will result in an exponential increase in the risk of another major aircraft disaster like the ones not too long ago at Cerritos and LAX where many people died. Increased traffic congestion along the 405 in the vicinity of LAX, which is one of the most congested stretches of freeways in the country, and increased cancer-causing pollution from the many diesel trucks that the proposed cargo facility is expected to attract are also concerns that need to be addressed through the EIR process. Unfortunately, UAL is only interested in exploiting their hub advantage at LAX and the competitive advantage that would be lost if other airports in the Southern California region were also opened up to international flights. It's time to put people before corporate profits and require an EIR for the proposed UAL cargo facility.
Reverend Lawson, I don't know, Reverend Lawson, Michael Wall.
Good morning. I'm the attorney representing SEIU Local 1877 and Councilmember Jerome Horton and Fabian Gonzalez, who is a longtime resident of Lenox, in their lawsuit against the airport. There's been a lot of smoke thrown up by the proponents of this project to obscure what it's actually about. What it's about is a blatant environmental violation. The California Environmental Quality Act requires that an EIR be prepared if this project may have a significant environmental impact. And there is absolutely no doubt that this project may have that impact. The project proponents admit that this project will double cargo capacity and double truck traffic, yet they have failed to study what that doubling in truck traffic will do to the congested Century Boulevard at the hours at which it is busiest. Let me read you what the airport's own chief environmental official said about cargo expansion south of Century Boulevard in January 15, 1997. This is a memo from Maurice Laham, subject LAX proposed cargo development along the south side of Century Boulevard, recommendation number 2. If air cargo land use is to be developed, then immediately initiate an EIR for the whole project that sharply focuses on the mitigation of extreme traffic congestion by automobiles, buses, and trucks, including tractor trailers. If this lease goes forward, we will see you in court and we will win. You will accomplish nothing but further delay, paying our attorney's fees, and getting a court order against the city requiring it to prepare an EIR. I urge you to do the right thing now, which is the most expeditious thing in terms of getting this project forward.
Okay, thank you. Anna Olson will be the last. Anna Olson.
My name is Anna Olson. I'm pastoral associate at Holy Faith Episcopal Church in Inglewood. Our parishioners live in Inglewood, Lenox, Hawthorne, and South Central Los Angeles. And to borrow a biblical phrase, we already live and move and have our being in the shadow of the airport. Planes land over our church and over our parishioners' houses, so close that they already have their wheels down for landing. We have constant diesel truck traffic through our neighborhoods, which has already been talked about. And it's unfair and unfortunate that our communities will live with the majority of the impact from this decision, and yet we have no voice in this process. We're not represented by the LA City Council, and we haven't been asked in public hearings to give our input on what kind of impact this will have on the lives of people in these communities. If we did have that chance, I can tell you that no one in these communities would want this cargo facility to move forward without a full environmental impact report. The stakes for our kids and for our communities are too high. I have here a petition signed by more than 400 residents of Inglewood, Lenox, and Hawthorne asking the City Council to go forward with requiring an environmental impact report. Regardless of everything United Airlines has said, it doesn't make sense that they'll be able to double their cargo capacity without increasing the amount of air and noise pollution in our neighborhoods.
Okay, would you please submit that petition, and thank you very much. The time, we've run over 3 minutes, so.
Thank you. We ask you to reject this contract and send it back for review.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're all finished now. Now those in favor of this, and I don't want to, please, we had a 10-minute public hearing. We went 13 minutes, so I don't know who wants to be heard first on this. We have Stephen Cook. We have Alan Wayne. We have William Luddy. Okay, would you please, your name, please?
Yes, my name's Steve Cook. I'm Assistant General Chairman with District Lodge 141 of the Machinist Union. I'm here standing in opposition to the subcommittee's report. I want to make this clear. Some people have branded this issue with a branding iron with a double E. It is not a branding iron with double E. Those double E's are environment and expansion. It's not what this is about. To give you two examples on the environment, within the last year, Mercury Service just built an air freight facility not a football field away from the planned site of United's facility. Currently, as we speak right now, there is a construction going on for another air freight facility that LAWA is putting in. Neither one of those facilities required an EIR. And when those facilities were built, where was Inglewood? Where was Hawthorne? Where was Lennox? Where was the SEIU? They weren't here. Now let's talk about expansion. This is not expansion. The current facility is 158,000 square feet. It's got an antiquated building, a hideous-looking tent, and a working facility outside those uncovered areas where our cargo and our membership is exposed. That's the problem. That's why they're building this new improved facility. The new improved facility is going to have 181,000 square feet. That's about a 2,300 square foot improvement. That's it. 23,000, I'm sorry. It's not environment. It's not expansion. Let me tell you what it is. Unfortunately, I don't like being here in this position, but it is a labor dispute with the sister union. And let me tell you how I know that. I got a phone call on October 22nd after we stood by the SEIU for a year and a half trying to help United recognize and get Argon Bright to get those screeners to be union members. We support that then and we support that today.
All right, Mr. Cook, we have other people who want to be heard, please.
Well, okay, well, again, we hope that you agree with this and we would like that building built.
All right. Alan Wayne. Mr. Slauson.
Thank you, President Ferraro and council members. I'm Richard Slauson, the Executive Secretary of the LA Orange County Building and Construction Trades Council. I'm here representing the 125,000 craft workers that live and work throughout this region, building homes, hospitals, fire stations, schools, and hopefully a cargo facility for United Airlines. But there are larger issues involved than just building a cargo facility. There are also issues of workplace safety for the United Airlines employees who have helped for over 2 years to develop the relocation of the proposed cargo facility. As well, changing the development requirements and imposing more stringent environmental standards on United Airlines than the California Environmental Quality Act asks for will negatively impact the ability of the city and this council to fairly, impartially, and legally assess future proposed projects throughout the city. Changing the requirements for this one project will also act to undermine the council's ability to fairly assess an eventual master plan for LAX. When we read the project's negative declaration, statement of objectives, we knew that we were on the right side of this issue, and the Board of Airport Commissioners had voted correctly to approve the project. It says, the redeveloped project site to redevelop the project site in a manner that would replace obsolete and inefficient facilities with a mix of economically viable, modern, and efficient office and cargo handling uses, and to provide a project which seeks to balance the maintenance of economically viable facility with the community needs and environmental constraints. The project and United have met the requirements of the City of Los Angeles, and because of the value that it brings to the city, United employees, and to the craftsmen and women that we represent, the vote of the Board of Airport Commissioners should be upheld. The future of transportation needs for the city are at stake. Do the right thing. Thank you very much.
Dale Goldsmith.
Good afternoon, honorable council members. My name is Dale Goldsmith. I'm a partner with the law firm of Greenberg Glusker. We represent United. Mr. Wall got it half right when he gave you the standard as to when you do a neg deck and when you do an EIR. If you think that the project may have some impacts, but that those impacts can be mitigated to a level of insignificance, that's when you do a mitigated negative declaration. In this case, the project's undergone over 2 years of detailed analysis, including detailed air quality, traffic, and noise studies, the exact same type of analysis that would have been performed had the city required an EIR in the first place. Based on that comprehensive analysis, the document concludes, based on substantial evidence, that there will be no significant environmental effects after over the $5 million of mitigation measures attached to that negative declaration. Due to the shortness of time, I won't respond to all the arguments presented by the project opponents. They've been responded to in the record in the materials that we distributed today and yesterday. Would like to touch briefly on cumulative impacts, just to flesh out with what Keith Pritzker said. The document does consider cumulative impacts. It doesn't, however, consider the entire master plan because it is quite simply not the master plan. With respect to airplane traffic, United is a passenger carrier. All of its cargo, virtually all of its cargo, is transported in the bellies of passenger planes. There's currently 850,000 pounds per day of excess capacity. So to think that this project will flood the skies is just plain wrong. Finally, with respect to diesel emissions, the project air quality analysis performed in accordance with all legal standards concludes no impact. However, United has gone that extra mile and voluntarily commissioned a health risk assessment performed in accordance with Cal EPA and federal EPA standards. That health risk assessment, which is attached to our December 8th letter, conclusively shows and affirms the conclusions of the neg deck that there will be no health impact due to diesel emissions on the community or on workers. Nonetheless, United is still willing to go that extra mile, and I have a proposal in the December 8th letter pursuant to which United will voluntarily convert all of its ground service equipment at LAX, including the stuff at the facility, to alternative fuels by 2002. In addition, even though less than 12% of the trucks currently visiting the facility and projected are diesel trucks, we will work with the third-party truckers traveling to and from the facility to convert to alternative fuels in the shortest possible time. Thank you for your consideration. We urge your support.
Bill Luddy. Bill Luddy.
Thank you, Mr. President, members. My name is Bill Luddy. I'm representing the United Brotherhood of Carpenters. We would urge you to support this project. I think the case has been well laid out. I would merely point out I had the pleasure of serving as a member and president of the Planning Commission of this city, and this is exactly the type of project in the negative declaration which we recognize was well put together. This is what a negative declaration that can be mitigated is handled for. This project meets those requirements, and I would urge you to support the minority report and go forward with this issue. If you do not approve this, if you now set higher standards, the entire issue of other projects that there will be threatened by this. So I would urge you to vote in support of the minority report and approve this project. Thank you.
Would you give your name, please?
Monica Lee Silbus. Good morning, and thank you, City Councilman and President, for this time. I represent the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers. That equals out to 7,500 members there at LAX. But I'm here to appeal to you as an airline worker, as a cargo worker of more than 15 years out at LAX. You know, it's kind of ironic that we sit here and we speak about improving a working condition when you yourselves, as we speak, moved across the street, as we plan on doing, in order to gain a nicer working condition. And they're doing the same thing with you. But we're not here to discuss that. We're here to discuss and to appeal to you to get this cargo facility built. You already heard it here from the attorneys. An expansion, you haven't even seen it. You haven't even approved. An IRR is in the process of being done for the LAX expansion. We see this cargo facility as an improvement to the working conditions of the workers out at United Airlines Cargo. This is not only an improvement, we're talking about a safer working conditions, a healthier working condition for our members. We have a lot of members out there, and we urge you to reconsider the Airport Commission's motion to have this cargo facility built, and I thank you for your time.
Thank you. Alan Wayne.
President Ferraro, members, my name is Alan Wayne with United Airlines, and I'm here today to ask you to approve the minority report for our replacement cargo facility. This facility is the final piece of a $260 million investment United has made at LAX over the last 5 years. As you have heard, it will provide significantly better and safer working conditions for our employees, better service to our customers, and a level playing field for United against other airlines at LAX. Our project has undergone exhaustive environmental reviews by various city agencies, studies that underscore its merits and the many reasons why it warrants your approval. This is a matter of fairness for a good project that has come along at a time when other forces are at play at this airport. In closing, and on behalf of the more than 8,000 employees based here with United, I ask you to allow us to move forward with this facility and build on the historic partnership we have had with the city for 75 years. Thank you.
Okay, please, go ahead. What, your name, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, council members. I'm Sergio Rascon, business manager of Labor's Local 300, representing them here today. I come before the city council today to ask that you approve the minority report presented to you by Councilman Saburnich to allow United Airlines to build a cargo terminal to enclose their freight operations at LAX. This terminal will not increase United operations at LAX, but will provide a safe and secure environment for their workers, members of the IAM, to function safely without exposure to the elements, and to create hundreds of well-paying jobs on a $40 million all-union construction project for my members and other in the building trades. If you have any questions about the environmental impact of this project, do not take my word. Read the mitigated negative declaration issued by the Airport Commission and accepted by the city attorney. It tells you that the issue before you is not the expansion of the LAX, but a building project that has been planned since 1996 and that is in compliance with all environmental standards. So I ask you to vote for the safety of the machinists at United, vote to provide jobs for my members, vote to approve minority report, construct the cargo terminal at United. Thank you very much.
Okay, we have time for one more speaker.
Good afternoon,
Your name, please?
Yolanda Hogan. Good afternoon, City Council members. My name is Yolanda Hogan. I am a 14-year employee of United Airlines. I'm a member of the IAM, and I do work in the building in question. I am an air freight agent. I have been there for approximately 5 years. My job consists of processing this cargo that we're talking about, accepting it for shipment and giving it out, the freight that terminates at Los Angeles. For those of you who are not familiar with our building, think about it this way. Think about if you were living in a house that was too small. There wasn't enough room for all of your stuff. So you had your things in boxes all over the place. You were tripping over boxes. Your place was a mess. You couldn't find things when you needed to find them. You decide that you need a new home. If you magnify that situation many times, that's where United Airlines is right now. That's the point that we're at. We need a new home. That's plain and simple what it is. Many of our workers live in the El Segundo area, in the city of El Segundo, and they support us. So we're asking you to support us today, and please allow us to build our new home.
Okay. Okay, would you please, I know you add here to my no demonstrations, and I appreciate your great support. So with that, I'm going to call on Mr. Burnson. The public hearing is closed. I'll make these cards part of the file.
Yes, Mr. President, members of the council, it seems to me that this is something that should not have to require a delay. The employees need this facility now. Even after, if you were to accede to that and do the study, you're going to run into the same opposition because there are people that simply don't recognize the fact that this is a necessity that we have here. It's part of the thing that fuels our economy. And I guess if Granada Hills can be the dump for the entire county, then some of these cities that are near the airport are going to have to live with the inconvenience. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is, and those of you who will understand what I'm talking about. That's right. The point is that I think that in all due respect, there are communities that holler about Los Angeles. There are the people in Orange County that don't want to accept their share of the responsibility by funding and building an airport at El Toro and in Marchfield. And I think that as our area grows and we're going to get more and more people here and our economy is growing, we have to be able to accommodate that. Unfortunately, somebody always has to be inconvenienced. But in this particular case, it's not a huge growth issue here. As far as this, it's merely providing an adequate facility for our employees. And I don't understand. Please. Delaying this thing is not going to change anything. The same people who are in opposition and are asking you to do this delay today will be here after the environmental study is done, telling you that it's not right and not to do it anyway. So my advice and my urging to my council members is, let's get this out of the way. Let's do what we should be doing, and that's provide an adequate facility for those people, and let's do it today.
Please, Mr. Hernandez.
Mr. President, members of the council, I don't know how many of you are aware, but COPE is having their annual Christmas party today, and I don't think any of us are going to be attending. You know, I have friends on both sides of the labor issue, and I need to share with them that my disappointment is the fact that I'm here today and having to cast a vote because it's not a win-win situation. But I'm also here as a public policy maker and in trying to analyze this issue and looking at the issue. I reached the conclusion that it was basically United's own application for funding with the California State Development Authority that stated this was going to be the cornerstone of future airport development. It was that same application that also stated that the double cargo storage capacity would be included in this project. And it is a $41 million project. Last Thursday, I had the opportunity to talk to Lydia Kennard with my wife, and my opening statement to her is the airport's a mess. And when I say it's a mess, when you're in the background, and that's where all these workers are, you see it's a mess. And there's a tremendous amount of activity that's going on a daily basis. And so it's those kinds of issues that bring to my attention the reality that we do need a full EIR. It has nothing to do with the politics of the unions or nothing to do with the politics of the mayor. It has a lot to do with what's going on at that airport and how do we do it right. And I need to share with you that you could reach agreement on your labor issues, but it's not going to change my position on a full EIR. One of the issues I heard was that if we go through the full EIR, it could impact the cost of the project because then they'd have to abide by the year 2000 code. And I'm sitting here saying, what's wrong with those codes? If you have to abide by them, you have to abide by them. We put them in place for a reason. And so from my perspective, this is not a win-win situation. But I know United has the capacity to improve its facilities for the purposes of its employees. The question is, do they do it after careful study, after careful consideration, after mitigation of the impacts that it has, or do they do it before that? And I personally am going to support a full EIR, and that's the way I break it down. Thank you.
Mrs. Chick.
First of all, I assume that we are going to be going into closed session on some of the questions and further discussion. So some of my questions will wait till then. My comments will wait until the full discussion is over in terms of my view and position on this issue. But what I want to do right now is to focus on what I heard from some of the speakers. I am taking very seriously that the issue is before us today from those that oppose this project going forward is requesting a full EIR. So if staff would come to the table and respond to me on the following. One thing I heard was that the public, particularly the public of Inglewood and Lenox, want an opportunity to comment on their views and opinions of potential negative impacts of this project. I want to hear what opportunity the public has been given, if any, in the process that's already taken place. I want to know why a mitigated negative deck was chosen to be done instead of an EIR. How do we determine when an EIR is called for? And can we now demand a full EIR? And finally, what is the difference, if any, between a full EIR, because that's an adjective that's been used here quite a bit, and an EIR? I would assume an EIR is a full EIR.
Yes, that's correct. An EIR is an EIR, and we don't have such a thing as a limited EIR, although we do occasionally have things like a master plan EIR, and I'm sure you know what the difference is there. As to your other questions, what opportunity was there for the public to comment? There's a comment period for the mitigated negative declaration. There was also, in fact, there were several public hearings before the Airport Commission on this matter, and the public commented at those hearings as well. And I believe that the City of Inglewood, I was there, and the City of Inglewood did comment at those public hearings. And they've followed up on their comments, as you know, by filing a lawsuit over this. I had forgotten the other questions that I may have overlooked.
I wanted to know why it was decided to do the mitigated negative deck instead of an EIR. How do we determine whether to do an EIR? What is the criteria? And can we now demand that an EIR take place on this project?
Well, you can demand an EIR. That's up to you. And I'm going to leave it to staff to explain why an MND was selected.
When we have a project like the United Cargo Enterprise proposed, it's subject to CEQA. And if you have a project where you can mitigate each and every impact to no significance, to a level of no impact, and even actually improve the situation, then you can have a mitigated negative declaration, and that in some ways is superior to an EIR. In this way, in an EIR, what you do is you first identify each and every impact. And those that you can mitigate, you do mitigate. And those that you can't, you just put aside and say, the social and economic benefits of this project outweigh the environmental degradations, and you approve it anyways. But in this project, there are no impacts. We mitigated them down to the point where there are no significant impacts. And the major ones naturally have to do with traffic. And your watchdog agency, the Los Angeles Transportation Department, has carefully reviewed this, worked with us at every step of the way, and signed off and said it was not going to result in any additional traffic impacts.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Fuhr.
I'd like to identify what I think issues aren't and what they are. You know, for a lot of folks in this room, this issue is deeply tied to the Arganbright issue. Having talked to Mr. Wayne during the heat of that controversy and talked to Arganbright across the country and so forth, that's a big issue to me, but it's not this issue. Having dealt with, having discussed at length but reached no conclusions regarding airport expansion generally, I'm not prepared for this issue to be a surrogate for airport expansion generally either. Having dealt with environmental issues a lot, I'm never prepared to have an EIR be sought simply for delay's sake. So that's not what this issue is for me either. It's also true that the conditions at the site are lousy, and there is a need to upgrade the site. That's true too, and some upgrades are necessary there. But I also read the negative deck. I didn't take people's words for it. I read the negative deck. And I want to identify a couple issues that are in it. One, and maybe someone can respond to this, because I don't get how we can say that there isn't a significant issue when the daily truck trips go from the existing 976, or the daily trips, because the truck trips are a function of the passenger ships, go from 976 to almost 2,600. And I read the EIR with respect to pollution, air impacts. And I will say, for example, it is true that the increment, to take the constituent elements of, say, diesel, which we know is carcinogenic, if you take the actual project, not the incremental difference, but the project as proposed, it actually exceeds the AQMD standard by a lot, by about 20%, 25%. The increment comes right up and nuzzles against it, but the project itself exceeds it. And we have, doubling, tripling, 6 times the impact for various constituent elements of very serious pollution. So I will say, first of all, I think it is never true from any good planning or environmental standpoint that a mitigated negative deck is superior to an EIR. That is baloney, excuse me. That's ridiculous. But it is true for me that one only pursues an EIR when there's something meaningful to be sought and not just for a tactic. And I will say, having reviewed this, I sat down with the United people and I asked them about the impacts of diesel, and they were kind enough to send me some additional supplemental information I'm not sure anybody else even got. But that information is itself untested. It's unilaterally prepared by United. I appreciated the input, but there's been no objective review of that information. And the diesel issue matters to me here. So I see dramatic increases in the number of trips, enormous increases in the pollutants. In some cases, the raw project itself exceeds the AQMD threshold by about 25%. And unless someone can very successfully argue to the contrary, I think that there needs to be an EIR here.
All right, thank you.
I also want to say, but that does not mean, as was suggested, that I oppose a project here. That is not true. It is compatible to say EIR and a project at the same time.
Ms. Misakowski.
Thank you, Mr. President. There are those who have indicated that they perceive the mitigated negative declaration as a way of avoiding an environmental analysis. And in fact, it's not. I think Ms. Galanter indicated that we were in suit against the city of Burbank over its airport, the Burbank Airport Authority. And when I asked the city attorney, he said that the reason we have sued Burbank is that the Burbank expansions as they are going on incrementally completely avoided CEQA. They said, we don't have to do a negative declaration. We don't have to do any analysis. We're going to say these are categorically exempt. So it's a very, very different standard that they use. They're just dismissing it, saying environmental analysis and CEQA doesn't even apply here, as opposed to what we've done in this case. We said the Environmental Quality Act does apply here, and we are going to do a very thorough analysis of this particular project. I agree that some of the concerns that Mr. Fuhrer raised are legitimate, and they were raised by way of the city's Department of Transportation looking at this, and at first saying that there were going to be significant impacts. And it was only through our own Department of Transportation's analysis and requirement of certain mitigated conditions that they then said that these particular increases are going to be able to be mitigated by these conditions that we are imposing. So this has gone through a very, very thorough environmental review. And in particular on the issue of diesel, it's even further now a commitment, as we have gotten in this letter from the law firm representing United, is that they are voluntarily committing to convert all of its own ground service equipment at LAX to alternative fuels by no later than the year 2002. And beyond that, they are making an effort, a serious effort, to deal with that 12% of truck trips that come to their this cargo facility that are diesel, to work with those third-party drivers to make sure that they can try to convert as well with their own best efforts. So I think we have gotten significant environmental review, significant environmental analysis, and I do agree that I think there are those who are saying, let this case be and precipitate the master plan for LAX. And I don't think that that's appropriate. We do need to do the master plan for LAX, but I am satisfied that standing alone in its review in this particular case, in what everyone acknowledges is a most necessary replacement. If you see the facility, if you've seen the sites of it, and you've heard from the testimony, it's now not safe. It's now a deplorable place to work, and it needs to be replaced. And I think in its own analysis, standalone, this project and its mitigated negative deck do support going forward today to let this project be built, and at the same time give full warning and notice to the LAX LAWA that we need to see the master plan for the whole LAX area and really pursue that aggressively with full public hearing, full participation with all of our neighboring cities.
Ms. Goldberg?
The questions I actually have, I'd rather ask in closed session because they'd go to the litigation, and I'm wondering if we could do that sooner than later. Because, well, I just would rather do it sooner than later because I can't take a position on the issues until I have some understanding of how the litigation might work out.
Either that or we're going to continue until next week, but it's going to be up to the council to go into closed session.
Well, I'm requesting, because the questions I ask, I've been informed I should not ask in open session. I'm requesting that we have a closed session so that I can ask them.
Okay. Okay, then we'll, but let's, when we get through the other, we'll go into the executive session. Mr. Holden?
Mr. President, members, after hearing arguments on both sides, I think that we ought to close LAX. And you know, when you close LAX, neither side is going to be happy with it. El Segundo is going to say you close our hotel.
You want to close Van Nuys, now you want to close LAX?
No. Yeah, sounded pretty good.
That's great, Nate.
I'm consistent. But the fact of the matter is that El Segundo will say, well, wait a minute, you can't do that because so many of our citizens, they work there, and the hotels and restaurants depend on LAX, and El Segundo would just die if we didn't have it. And then, of course, shh, please. And with Inglewood the same way. All those Holiday Inns and hotels would just fade away, and the growth would come back and be desolate. Nothing would happen. And we'll move the nice airport to Palmdale. That's what Sam Yorty was going to do. And you know what? You hear you got it so good, you don't know you got it good, and you just belly aching about that. I'm saying to you that nothing is ever going to be perfect, but we're going to make it better. I know I worked in El Segundo for a number of years, and I could barely walk the street. You had horses and cows down there, pigs. This is in the 50s, but I'm telling you. And you had those refineries, and they just polluted the air all over LA County. And we tried to get some kind of controls over it. They couldn't close it up because it was good for the community, for the public needed those refineries, so we were told. But the people living there and elected there and working there, they knew they were polluting the air. But we went along with it until we were able to correct it, to improve it, to make it better. And the public, it is for the public's convenience and the public needs. Now, I don't need an airport, but we do have it. We have to live with it. It is the federal government that makes a decision without coming forward and say when there's going to be an expansion. It is the federal government who gives us the numbers on the increase in domestic flights and what airport they will be used. And we just try to do the job here on a local level and get badgered to hell for doing it. But those are the facts. I went back to FAA and I said, why is El Segundo suing us? Why is Inglewood suing us? I received them in our office. It is they. You're going to have to let me give me my 30 seconds so I'm going to push my button again.
Yeah.
So the fact of the matter, Mr. President, members.
That's all you're worth is 30 seconds.
Well, you know what I have to live with every day around here, don't you? At least he's not shooting me in the back anymore. All right. But just let me say that, no, I think there's good arguments to this new development is just going to encapsulate the entire area which is being operated in right now with a better facility. If the traffic is going to be increased, that'll be taken care of. When the air traffic was increased, we built the Century Freeway. I was part of that operation. We have made improvements. We have mitigated the problems when they've been discovered. I'm pretty much satisfied that they visited all these issues, and I think it's time to vote on it today.
Let me just say that I voted for the majority report because I felt that there was a need for an EIR, but I've checked with the staff and I've checked with other people, and they are under the impression that it's not needed. There hasn't been that much change, so I'm going to vote in favor of the minority report. Ms. Galanter.
Well, I wanted to, I think I've made my position clear, but I did want to ask some questions about the litigation, and if you want, I'll ask them now, and you can decide whether to answer them here or in closed session, or we can just go into closed session. I mean, in essence, what I want to know is we're already being, not the council, but the city is already being sued, because when you sue the airport commission or anybody else, you sue the city. We're already, the validity of the airport commission's approval of this with a mitigated negative deck is already being challenged. Does it have any effect on the city's position as a defendant? And before you answer this, I have another question as well. As a defendant, if the council acts or doesn't act, and does it depend? I mean, and I guess the subsidiary question is, if we vote yes to approve it, have we affected our legal position? If we vote no and ask them to do an EIR, have we affected our legal position as a defendant? And then the same questions as applies to our historic stance as a plaintiff against the Burbank Airport.
Well, let me take your second group of questions first. Does anything you decide with regard to the United Airlines facility that is under consideration, will that affect the litigation in Burbank? Is that
Well, my concern is, not to be too subtle about it here, my concern is that I think historically we've been very hypocritical. We are suing, we go on for years complaining about Burbank doing things to our residents near the Burbank Airport that we do to our residents near LAX with an apparently clear conscience. And we also do them to El Segundo and Inglewood while we're at it. So, I mean, I just have a problem conceptually with the fact that we think Burbank ought to do full EIRs on stuff that will affect, will have any impact on the neighbors or may impact the neighbors, but we don't seem to think that LAX needs to do that.
Well, I would, first of all, disagree with that. I would say that we have done, in the past, a master plan EIR for LAX, and a new one is being undertaken, and Burbank has never done one for Burbank Airport. I think there are important distinctions to be made.
Have we not, I mean, perhaps I'm misunderstanding, I was under the impression that over the years I've been on the council, 12 years, that we have several times sued the city of Burbank over specific projects, or were those all master plan lawsuits?
No. The earlier lawsuits all focused on the terminal replacement project, and
did we ever insist that they do a full EIR?
They had done a full EIR.
Oh, okay.
We challenged the adequacy of that EIR, and I'm glad to say that we were successful in challenging the adequacy of that EIR.
All right. So you're telling me that the fact that the adequacy of our environmental clearance being under challenge here does not affect our position with respect to Burbank?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, my other question was, the Board of Airport Commissioners has already approved this. If the council takes no action within a certain period of time, which is sometime next week, it'll be deemed approved anyway. It's already being challenged. So do we make things better or worse, A, if we concur with the Airport Commission, and B, if we don't concur but ask them to do a full EIR?
If you concur with the airport's position, then things basically stay as they are in terms of the litigation. And if the council decides to require an EIR, then that should obviate the need for those lawsuits, because those lawsuits are requesting that an EIR be performed.
Right, okay. So, but it obviates the need for the lawsuits, but does it strengthen or weaken our position? Well, all right. If we vote to concur with the Airport Commission, have we in any way weakened our position with respect to the lawsuit?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Pacheco?
Move the previous question.
Prepare the roll on the previous question. Tabulate the vote.
11 ayes, 1 no.
Okay, that means the debate has been cut off. Now we have the minority report before us.
Ask for an aye vote.
Yes. Prepare the roll.
Aye vote.
Tabulate the vote.
8 ayes, 4 noes.
That is approved. Okay, now please. Do we have to go to the vote? Is that it? Okay, now if you want to leave, please leave quietly. We still have.
Vote on it as amended.
Excuse me.
Vote on the report as amended.
Before you have the vote on that report, I would recommend that the mitigated neg deck be adopted. That wasn't part of the language of that report.
All right, Mr. Savornich moves that, so prepare the roll.
Okay.
Ask for an aye vote.
Tabulate the vote.
8 ayes, 4 noes.
That is approved. Okay, forthwith on that. Members of the council, we have a special one before us now. Has everybody had an opportunity to look at special one?
Special one is,
Ms. Galanter?
special one, we'll have to make the findings. Ms. Weingart?
Yes, thank you very much. On December 7th, the Board of Water and Power Commissioners approved 2 resolutions consenting to the annual water and power surplus funds. They need to be transferred over immediately so that the city can pay its employees, basically. And therefore, the council would need to make the findings that the need to act arose after the after the posting of the agenda, and there's an immediate need to act.
Okay, I hear all of you. Well, I guess we have to vote on, John, can we vote on the findings? Let's vote on the findings, and then I'll
Okay,
do it
prepare the
again.
roll on the findings. Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Okay, this is basically so we can accept the money, as Ms. Weingart explained, this is so we can accept the money that comes to us from the Department of Water and Power, from the Water Fund and the Power Fund, and pay our employees, and we need to do this before very long. So
All
I
right.
urge an aye vote.
Okay, prepare the roll on special one and the attached ordinance. Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
That is approved forthwith on that.
Forthwith, thank you.
Okay, and we have special two. Ms. Sikowski?
Mr. President, the fire department had requested that we bring this in. It's a matter of adjusting accounts based on civilian overtime and a transfer internally that they need to do to be able to make payroll for the end of the year. Both Mr. Fuhr and I were concerned that this had to be brought in today as a special, but they just made us aware of this, and we do want to make sure that our employees do get paid. So I'm going to ask that we adopt this and recommend the approval today so the transfer can occur, but that we ask the fire department to come and report to the Budget and Finance Committee particularly as to how this came up at the last moment when we were supposed to be having very rigorous monthly budget reviews. So I will ask for an aye vote on this and then ask the fire department to report back to us in Budget and Finance Committee.
Do we have to have findings on this one?
Yes.
Ms. Weingart, on special 2.
Yes, thank you. I think Ms. Mizikowski actually presented them. The shortfall was just determined by the fire department within a few days ago, and therefore the council need to make the findings that the need to act arose after the posting of the agenda, and there's an immediate need to
Okay,
act.
prepare the roll on the findings.
Salary.
Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
That is approved. Now we have special 2 before us. Prepare the roll. Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
That is approved. Forthwith on that. The next item.
The special meetings?
Special.
Well, wasn't that fun?
Mr. President, special agenda today, item number 1 on special agenda number 2 also contains an ordinance for action.
Well, we have to, that means we have to recess. Yeah, let's hold it. We have, what do we have, one more item on?
Item number 14 was called special. Councilmember Walters.
Mrs. Walters, you call 14 special?
Yes, Mr. President, I did call 14 special. As I indicated at the time this was under discussion prior to today, I think that we've got the cart before the horse in setting out personnel. We don't know what their job titles are going to be. We don't know what their job descriptions are going to be. And I have a real problem with doing this before there's any semblance of a plan. So I'm going to vote no on this and would urge others to do likewise.
Anyone else want to be heard on 14? Mr. Deaton?
Mr. President, members of the council, I'd just like to encourage passage. This is an interim decision. The charter, under the new charter, this is mandated. We need to move ahead. We can make alterations as we go along, but I think it's important that in order to, that we will have problems if we do not proceed. We need to proceed. Okay.
Fujioka?
I'd also like to join in support of this request. We've worked very closely with the general manager of the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment in identifying the position she needs at this juncture to start this effort. So again, I also join in Mr. Deaton urging your support for this request. Thank you.
Ms. Chick?
Yes, I simply rise to point out that Government Efficiency Committee, which was assigned also review of this, waived this item. I feel it is so important to begin to move forward in substantive ways. That means giving the dollars and putting the staff in place. So I'm looking forward to continuing the work with the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment, and now it will be a real department with this action today, colleagues.
Okay, prepare the roll on 14.
Mr. President, there is 14A currently before you, a motion by Goldberg.
Yeah, okay, well then, prepare the roll on 14A. Tabulate the vote.
11 ayes, 1 no.
That is approved. Now we have 14 as amended. Prepare the roll. Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
That is approved. Next item.
Mr. President, item number 17, the city attorney has opined that this matter does not have to be heard in closed session and can be adopted in open session. There is a recommendation of the city attorney to appropriate $1.8 million in settlement of case.
John, so moved.
Item number 17.
Okay, any discussion? If not, prepare the roll. Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
That is approved. Forthwith on that. Forthwith on all the items today that we've taken care of. The next item.
Items number 15 and 16 are closed session items on the regular agenda, so
Are we going to continue those? Ms. Weingart, is there?
We'd like to take the Jones case, if that's possible, to be very quick.
Yeah, well, then we'll just hold on and see. Hopefully, we'll keep a quorum.
Okay.
Okay, then let's recess the regular agenda and go into the special session. We have 2 special sessions?
That's correct, Mr.
Okay,
President.
let's take the first one. Call the roll for the special.
Burnson, Chick, Fiore, Glanter, Goldberg, Hernandez, Holden, Miskowski, Pacheco, Padilla, the Thomas, Varnish, Wax, Walters, Ferraro, 12 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
Okay, the special session will come to order. The first item,
First item is the appointment of Greta T. Hutton to the Community Redevelopment Agency Board of Commissioners.
okay, Mr. Hernandez moves on that. We've had an opportunity to meet Mrs. Hutton earlier. Prepare the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 eyes.
She is approved forthwith on that. Next item.
Item number 2 is a closed session item, San Pedro Hotel Company versus the city and Rudy Savornis Jr.
That's item number 3. That's item number 3.
I think that we're asking that that be continued over till Tuesday.
Continued till when?
Till Tuesday.
Okay.
I think
there's
Mr.
no
Fiore was
objection.
gonna ask
Item
that that
3
be
will
continued.
until Tuesday.
Item number 2 is a CNED report.
Any discussion on item number 2? Any discussion? If not, prepare the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 eyes.
That is approved. Forthwith on that. Anything else on that?
The desk is clear on the special agenda.
Okay, we'll adjourn to special session 1, and now we'll go into special session number 2.
Burnson, Chick, Fiore, Glanter, Goldberg, Hernandez, Holden, Miskowski, Pacheco, Padilla, Ridley Thomas, Varnish, Wax, Walters, Ferraro, 12 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
All right, the first item, Mr. Pacheco?
To make a presentation on item 1.
Mr. President, members of the council, this is the final ordinance for the systematic code enforcement program requiring inspections of multifamily dwelling units that are rental units in the city every 3 years. The ordinance defines those units. Is units offered for rent, excludes owner-occupied units, condos, hospitals, convents, monasteries, on-campus dormitories, and vacant properties. Authority to issue citations to the general manager under the California Penal Code. Allows us to increase the number of periodic inspections. It codifies the complaint inspection process. It extends the present REAP, urgent repair, receivership, rent reduction program to non-rent stabilized properties constructed after 1978 that are declared as substandard. It codifies the time to comply, 30 days, and allows some extensions on that, provides for general manager's hearings. It requires a 7-day notice to the property owners and also the tenants. And it provides for an appeal process. It also provides for eviction protection for non-rent stabilized tenants that for 180 days if they file a complaint. That is basically the changes in the ordinance, Mr. President.
Pacheco?
I'd also ask that if the department can come back in 90 days with the guidelines for the implementation of the ordinance.
We can do
Mr.
that,
Penny.
Councilman.
So I'd move approval.
Okay. Mr. Holden?
This is the mandatory inspection.
You got the motion to close the LAX, Mr.
Well, why did you second it if you didn't like it?
I don't want to second it. Ruth will second it.
All right, very good. The neighbors will too. Mr. President, members, this is the mandatory code enforcement ordinance.
That's correct.
Wasn't this matter litigated?
There was a
Yes or no?
litigation. The city is appealing that. I'd have to defer to the city attorney who's here on that issue.
We'll just hold my time, Mr. President, while they give a report on the litigation. I got 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
My name is Richard Bob from the City Attorney's Office. There has been some litigation with regards to the fee, but the ordinance was not challenged itself. The authority of the city to go ahead with this ordinance has not been challenged. The only thing that's been challenged is the funding mechanism, and that is currently on a petition for review by the Supreme Court.
You lost all the way up, is that correct?
No, we won in the trial court. We just lost in the Court of Appeal.
You lost in the Court of Appeal. And what the lawsuit was about you cannot, if you're going to charge an inspection fee, you must inspect the unit, is that correct?
That's not exactly what the lawsuit was about.
What was the lawsuit about?
The lawsuit said that this was a tax in violation of Proposition 218, and we had to get voter approval.
That's correct, same thing. Because if you're not going to provide the service, no longer a fee for service becomes a tax. And if it's a tax, you got to get a vote of the people to approve they're being taxed.
It was our position that the fee that we were charging was not property related. It was the position of the Apartment Owners Association
All
that
right,
it was
Mr. President,
property
members, on
related.
my time, I think I was the only person to vote against this ordinance initially, and I said then it was a tax, not a fee for service. The appellate court has agreed with that, and I think the Supreme Court will as well. Here you putting in even a more additional regulations, and it just doesn't look right. For example, when this first was introduced, the landlord would be paying the inspection fee. Now you pass that on to the tenant. Now you're coming with a clause to say if the landlord is not paying the inspection fee after the tenant has paid the inspection fee, then they can withhold that. You're just causing more of a problem, more conflict between landlord and tenant, and in addition to that, you're not going to get what you want, because the court has ruled against you, the appellate court and the Supreme Court probably will as well. If you decide to rewrite this, like I suggested earlier, when you provide the inspection, you charge the fee, but not charge the fee without providing the inspection, you're not going to get away with it. Once you provide the service, charge the fee. You can rotate around the city, but to just try to build up a trust fund using this methodology is illegal according to Prop 13 or 218, you're right, and it should not have been imposed in the first place. It's just, for the life of me, I can't see why you're moving forward knowing that you're wrong and you're going to continue to be wrong on this issue. I will vote no again, reiterate my opposition, because it's just not the right way to go.
Pacheco?
Penny, I also would request and direct in the adoption of this that in 6 months you give us an update report on how it's running, how it's going.
Yes,
And
we took
report to the
we
committee.
took a status report to our committee, our commission yesterday. I will have that before the ad hoc in early January.
And we'll have a supplemental one 6 months down the road on this new ordinance.
That's correct.
Thank you.
We have item number 1 in the second special council session. Please prepare the roll.
Mr. President, just one final question. Is this money we collecting, you're putting it in a trust fund?
This is not the fee ordinance. This is
I
the
know, but
program
it's
ordinance.
similar to the fee ordinance. The fee ordinance, are you putting that money in a trust fund, yes or no?
There is a trust fund, but we're expending it for staff costs.
Oh, my God.
Okay, prepare the roll. Tabulate the vote.
11 ayes, 1 no.
Okay, that goes over 1 week. Now we'll
Thanks, Nate.
adjourn the second special session and go back to the regular session. What do we have before us?
Mr. President, you have items 15 and 16, which are closed session items.
Okay, then we're going to
There are
public comment for now. Steve Mozena, Francois Wilkinson, John Scotto or something like that. Barry Burnson, Earl Brennan Dinger, Richard Robinson. You outlasted them all, Richard.
Mr. President, members of council, American hegemony is under attack. America's economy is under attack as Seattle goes back to work. Competition, economic freedom, free trade, and a protracting federal budget surplus are some of the tools some in the European and Asian communities would utilize to destroy American leadership. Thank you.
The public comment period is closed. Now we're going to go in executive session, so all of those not involved with the executive session, please leave the council chamber And in the meantime, let's clear the desk
Oh,
off.
no.
Mr. President, request to be excused from council. Mr. Ridley Thomas requests to be excused on Friday, December 10th for personal business.
Unanimous vote.
Motions for posting and referral.
No objections, unanimous vote. Okay, throw Bill Luddy out. Okay, we're back on, what do we have before us?
Item number 16, a request to authorize city attorney to expend $365,000 in settlement of case.
Okay, prepare the roll on that item. Tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
That is approved. Forthwith on it. Members of the council, when we had the public comment period, some of the people that I called off were outside and they couldn't get in. And so if you don't mind, would you please, those of you that want to talk on studio, come forward to the microphone. Be as brief as possible.
Actually, we just have two people that want to speak today.
How many?
Two.
Okay, who are they?
Hi, my name is John Scheide.
Yeah, your printing is terrible, John.
Well,
That's okay, but go ahead.
I usually work in front of a computer. I've forgotten the manual skills necessary to communicate. As I said, my name is John Scheide. I'm an independent filmmaker. I'm a member of the Directors Guild of America, and I'm here today representing FTAC, the Film and Television Action Committee. FTAC is a grassroots organization that represents below-the-line workers, technicians, craftspersons, vendors, the lifeblood of Hollywood. We are coming here today and seeking a resolution from this council of unanimous support for the Wildman-Kuehl tax incentive bills. That bill's purpose is to stop runaway production and to generate production spending in our city and in our state. The Wildman-Kuehl bill, AB 358, is now part of Senate Bill 756, which will go before Governor Davis in January. He needs to sign it. And this City Council of Los Angeles, the hub of a global entertainment industry, needs to lend its strongest support. The issue of runaway production has recently gained a lot of prominent press, both locally and nationally. That's because this issue is real, this issue is important, it has deep social and community impact. There are a number of people in this town that would tell you that this is just a business cycle, that production leaves and production comes back, and that what we're experiencing is nothing more than a little blip on the economic, business cycle. That is not the case. The Directors Guild of America and the Screen Actors Guild of America issued a monitor report, a 4-year study, which clearly states that over $10 billion in revenue has been lost, over $2.8 billion in direct production expenditures, lost for economic reasons, not creative, not artistic, purely economic reasons. Also, the FTAC report, which came out earlier this year, pointed out that every episodic series, 22 episodes, generates over $23 million in lost salaries, personal tax, income tax, vendor and merchant revenue, payroll, pension, health, and welfare. Those are the series that we're losing for purely economic reasons. SB 756 will be going before the governor. Nobody from the city has taken a stand. The EIDC and the mayor's office have not stood up behind this issue, and we need the City Council of Los Angeles.
Let me point out that I talked with Assemblyman Wildman earlier this morning, and I told him that I would do that, so, and they're going to fax me some information.
Great. That is very heartening. This is a major issue, and what you're seeing in California is it's turning in from a production center to a corporate headquarters, and that is what we're trying to avoid. The people who buy houses,
Let's have the other speaker because you're...
Great, thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman and City
Pull
Council.
that microphone up so you don't have to lean over.
Thank you very much for allowing us to speak. My name is Earl Brenlinger. I am the business manager of Studio Utility Employees Local 724 in Hollywood. We work in set construction. I also am a very active member of FTAC, the Film and Television Action Committee. The figures that John has very astutely given forth to you is only one part of the problem. I bring to you a personal appeal. I have worked myself in the motion picture industry here for 20 years. I represent through my organization 1,300 members that for the last 2 years have been losing medical coverage. They've been losing their homes. And as John has mentioned, this industry is and has been the lifeblood not only of the city here, but in 1996 it was credited single-handedly bringing California out of their recession. Now, since April of this year, we have had a number of well-attended demonstrations which culminated just a few months ago in 12,000 people coming out to the streets of Hollywood trying to impact this legislation, and we would urge the City Council to please support SB 756 because as time continues on, the infrastructure is being built and maintained in Canada, in Australia, in New Zealand, in Great Britain, and every other state across this United States.
And in North Carolina, too.
Yes, sir. Trying to take this industry away from Los Angeles, and it will continue to be a problem, and it would be a great loss to not only the city, but to the state.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll make the other cards part of the file, so the public comment period is closed for the second time. Okay, the next item.
The desk is clear.
Okay, we have some adjourning motions. Would everyone please stand? Members of the council, I'd ask we adjourn in memory of Bob Silberman. He passed away. He was a longtime resident of Los Angeles who was a very highly successful businessman in the parking industry and founder of Allied Auto Parks, Royal Parking Service, co-founder of Royal Valet Parking Service, and Five Star Parking. And he was a director of the National and California Parking Associations. He leaves his wife and 2 sons, and a brother and a sister and a daughter-in-law and 3 grandchildren. I ask we adjourn in his memory. Mrs. Chick wants a second. Mr. Holden, all members. Any others? Mr. Holden.
Maybe we haven't done this yet, but I think that if we haven't, we should. Those 6 firemen who gave their life, was it in Boston, was it? Massachusetts, and trying to save people that they believed to have been homeless, burning in the warehouse, and the good news is that they had already gotten out, but the firemen didn't know that and went ahead anyway to try to rescue them if they were there. It just goes to show, this is another clear example that the firefighters, not only there in Massachusetts, but here in Los Angeles and across the nation, really risk all they have, and that's their life, to protect our safety. And I just respectfully request that we adjourn in memory of those 6 firefighters, Mr. President.
All members. Call the roll. The council is adjourned. Wow.
Mr. President,